Hey y'all. Welcome to Lingerie and Cocktails. Oh, we have a guest. Marlene, hi. I mean, not a guest. Y'all know who this is.
Oh wow, oh wow. Hey, that's my sis. I got to see my sis today. Today
Yay.
was a good day. Girl, you don't know how you made my day. You made my
Look
day.
who laughing in the background.
My baby. You said, Amber, you so aggressive. I said, I can't help it. I just love her.
Yeah, you know you gotta come on easy. You gotta be like, hi, hey, you just
I
and
know.
you know,
Cradling her and everything.
child, you know she gonna cut up.
She didn't very long. She was my baby. I can't wait till my birthday.
I know.
You ain't even got to worry about it. You can just go on to the beach.
Child, I need another vacation, okay?
You could just go on to the beach.
Don't tell me now. Don't tell me.
Go,
Don't make me book another trip.
you can go do whatever you want to do. We'll
So
just.
I can book another trip and you gonna watch it. That's what you said.
I said on my birthday trip.
Oh, okay. Okay. Don't
You
tell me
can go.
now.
I'm telling you, you can go cut up on my birthday for me and you.
Oh, okay. I'll do that then.
If you want to go cut up, which you don't need
I want to cut up.
which you don't need
No,
that
but
way because you will be very quick to be like, Amber, I'll be back.
that part
Cause that my baby.
you already know.
Girl, King and oh, he's so handsome. I just love that boy.
Girl.
I do. I wish I was rich. I'd spoil the crap out them kids.
Stop saying that. I wish I was rich. We're gonna talk about that because the title is manifesting the life you want.
Manifesting. Hey, my music
Right?
ain't too loud, is it? Cause I don't want to get this messed up.
I don't hear no music.
Okay, good. If you don't hear my music, good. Don't leave me, girl. Oh, please.
No, ma'am. You can't sing it.
I know because my voice all messed up.
No, I
Hey.
mean like you can't sing it. You can get copyright for singing it too.
Oh, really? Do, do,
I can kind of hear it now.
Okay, let me go turn it down. Hold on. Okay, you shouldn't be able to hear it now. It's just a slight whisper. Where's Miss Riss at? Hold on, let me text her.
I don't know, but how was your weekend been?
Pretty good. How about yours?
Mine was great. I got to see my bestie, my
Uh,
girl. I ain't seen you in how long?
Girl, 2018, maybe even 2017.
4 years or something like that.
It's been a long time. Really long time.
Yeah, so that was nice.
I'm over here eating leftovers.
Was it good?
Girl, it's smacking.
The fish looked really crispy.
Girl. And when you reheat it in the toaster oven, it
It
be
was even better.
good. Ooh. Right now I'm squeezing a packet of Texas Peace hot sauce. Mm-mm,
She
mm-mm,
said Texas feet good too.
mm. Armando,
Look at him. You got he right here. He hear you.
what up, Mondo?
Yeah.
I can barely hear him. You know he country.
And I'm proud big country.
You heard that, yeah.
He said that with his chest. I'm proud to be country.
You crazy. Well, come on, let's get it started. Something you want to say, or you know,
All right.
Amber's doing this tonight. I'm gonna let her handle it. I'm sitting back, and I'm gonna let Amber take over AJ take over the show.
All right.
It's
So,
her show tonight, y'all. And it's real life. I got kids over here, well, baby. So y'all gonna hear noise.
so, what are your thoughts on manifesting and how to bring things you want into fruition with the power of positive thought?
What are my thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, meaning, like, what do you mean? What are my thoughts on that?
Like, what are your thoughts in general on the
On
subject?
how to manifest?
Well, just on manifesting in general, is it something that you view as real or something you view as focus? If so, what are like some realistic steps, like just very bare bones, realistic steps you would give people on how to manifest and bring things forth?
So I'm not gonna lie. About 3-4 years ago, I started, doing this. And in the beginning, it seemed like hocus pocus. Because just of the things that people say you have to do and things like that. It kind of seemed like hocus pocus. And then until for some people it might come easy, and for others it might take like a little time for you to get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say for me, I feel like hush. That's why I feel like for me, if you gonna manifest, I feel like you should start off small with something little. That way you get the little, you gain the confidence, and then once you get that confidence, you'll be able to do more and more, like bigger and bigger things.
Absolutely.
And as far as manifesting, I feel like you have to be on a certain frequency, right? Because everything is vibration. Everything moves. That's one of the universal laws. So if everything moves and you want abundance, then you need to get on the abundance frequency. It's like a radio station,
Right.
right? And so, you need to, I feel like every thought comes with a feeling, and that's for everybody. You might not notice, but I feel like if this is something that you want to do, you need to start noticing when you think of a thought, how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because that'll tell you like your inner your inner being or your inner thoughts. One second. Hey Tracy.
Boosh, boosh, boosh.
Girl, you quiet on here. Hey Ryan. How you doing, Ryan? Hey
I'm
Tracy.
tearing these leftovers up, bruh.
Oh my God, still?
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
You act like you can't eat anyway.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Uh-uh. But yeah, so I feel like there's a feeling that comes across, and if that feeling is low, if that feeling is high, that's how you get your manifestation on.
Absolutely. I
Um,
feel like the reason that people say to start off small is because if you start off with something big right off the bat, all these doubts are going to flood your mind, and doubts that come in, it can hinder your manifesting. It can hinder those things coming into fruition. So if you start off with something small and it ain't nothing for you to have faith in something small, and you bring that into being, you'll build your confidence up, to be able to go on to something more complex and have the faith to do it as you work your way up.
Because I feel like in the beginning, for some people, you might not have the confidence. You might not know if this is real or not. So if you start off with just a little something like, oh, I don't know, maybe you might have a business and maybe you say, oh, well, maybe I want to make $50 this week or something like that. I don't know, but maybe
Absolutely.
just something small, not too big.
So, have you had real life experiences with manifesting the things that you speak into the air?
Yeah. And it's things that I probably might not known that that's what I was doing, but I was doing it. And then when it happened, I'm like, holy shit. And then I started thinking about it like, did I ask for this? And I literally did, but I just, I didn't notice. Hey, Anita.
Hi, Anita. Hi,
Tracy
everybody.
speaking to you. You see Tracy speaking to you?
Hey, Tracy. I didn't see it, girl. I am ADHD. You guys are amazing.
So, I mean, no, I ain't gonna take over. I ain't gonna take over.
So, um, I feel it's important not to speak things about ourselves or others that we don't want to come to pass. What are your thoughts on that subject or that philosophy? Like, do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Or do you have a slightly different take or a completely different take?
I agree, but then I got this too. Is that like, okay, so say like you might say something about yourself that you don't necessarily mean, right?
Hmm.
And then that's not what you mean, and that's really not how you think of yourself or view yourself. It's just something that you say. And then, you'll have somebody be like, well, don't say that. You shouldn't say that about yourself. You shouldn't. For me, I personally feel like how you just say you don't think you should say certain things and this and that. I agree with that, but at the same time, if the feeling doesn't come across that you truly feel like that, then it's not gonna manifest.
Okay.
And so for some people, they might be like, "Well, don't say that about yourself," but that's not how I really feel about myself. I'm just saying that, but the feeling doesn't come across like that. So what
I,
do you think about that? Do you feel like still you still shouldn't say certain things about yourself?
well, I mean, yes and no. Like, I agree with that take, but I don't. But I can tell you this: a person who tells you, "Ooh, don't say those things about yourself," is a person who has experienced the power of the spells we call words, and how they have manifested things into their lives that they may not have necessarily wanted. So not necessarily that they believe that you will pull those things to you. It's just that they know the power of words. So it makes them fearful when they hear somebody else speak something that they know is not positive, because they don't want that person to go through it. Now, of course, if you don't have the feeling and emotion and energy behind it, it's not going to manifest. But your average Joe isn't going to know that. All they know is like, ooh, words. And I know my have manifested this in life.
Hey, beautiful.
Hello, everybody. What's going on?
Hi.
What are y'all conversing about?
Looking like a Barbie doll.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
That's the new prototype for Barbie, girl. You need to go and confess.
Anita say what you ladies talking about.
We are talking about manifesting and the power of our thoughts and our words. And, we have some very established ladies on our panel um, who have manifested some amazing things to come to pass with their dedication and, belief in themselves that they can pull anything into this reality. So, Coco, what are your thoughts on manifesting and how to bring things you want into fruition? And what do you think the positive or negative thought has on that?
That's a layered question, quite honestly. I'm gonna say this. So first of all, I know that the word manifesting is out there. And I believe in that you can manifest. However, Marissa is a believer in Almighty. So for me, I don't ever usually say manifest. I always say I was blessed. Now, when it comes to making those things happen, I can say personally, everything I've ever wanted to do or the goals that I have achieved, one, I always spoke them into existence before they ever happened. I believe in that. I believe that that's why, to me, speaking positively and negatively is so important. And people think, oh, it's just words. Yeah, no, actually, it's not. Because you have what you say. So everything I've ever done or if I wanted to do that has come to fruition for me at this point in my life, I spoke it first. One, two, I always believed that it could happen. And three, I haven't always done this, but I've done it several times. I've always written like the things I wanted to do. I've written things down just to come back to it, so I don't forget about it, and really make plans for what it is that I want to accomplish. And I always ask myself, all right, cool, this is what I want to do, but how do I get there? What do I need to do to be able to make this move? It it's part believing in yourself, but also part you doing the legwork of knowing what it takes to get from point A to point B.
I
Okay.
agree.
So,
Checking the chat, EMB. I'm sorry, AJ. I'm sorry. Hey, Drina. What's up, girl?
hey, Drina.
I need to say I truly believe that with God and our words, good things can come.
Fact. Me too.
Absolutely. So, um, Coco, what
Hey,
has been your biggest win as
Wait.
far as,
Can I ask one question real quick?
sure.
I wanted to go on what she was saying real quick. Uh, she said it's also doing the work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the thing too as well, is that basically speaking positively, but then also you have to do the work. So whatever it is that you seeking or you wanting, I feel like you need to be researching, educating yourself more on it, looking at it online, just doing the work. Faith without works is dead. I mean,
Absolutely. And that's not only, and you know what? I don't even mean to take it off the subject real quick, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to tell y'all something. Faith without works is dead, but works does not always mean putting effort towards your goals. Works mean
what?
faith without works is dead. Absolutely. And that does mean faith without putting effort towards the things that you want, you know, it will falter and it won't be successful. But that's layered, because works do not only mean works that are things that you put effort towards for yourself. It means the opportunities that you have to help other people, and whether you take those opportunities and you do it or you don't. And listen, I'm not saying let people use you. I'm saying using your discernment and your alignment with our creator to know, okay, he's pulling me to help this person. And I'm not even talking about money. It can be advice, it can be friendship, it can be time, it can be a conversation on the phone, it can be a exchange, it can be anything. But those are also works. And those are the works that help bring things that you want to come into fruition. You don't do it because of that. You do it because you're in alignment with your creator. And you know that, you know, one of just the divine laws of the universe is, if you have the power to help your neighbor, you should. Whatever that help may be, whatever type of help you may be able to provide. No, you might not be able to pay their mortgage, but you might be able to give them a plate. So,
But what happened if you in the position to where you? I mean, I get what you're saying, but what happened if you trying to focus on you at the moment and you can't look out for your neighbor right now?
well, that's not to say that we're always on a path to manifesting. I'm saying in general, the good things that we do throughout our life is what allows our blessings to flow in easily or with trepidation. And yeah, there might be periods in time where we focus on ourselves, but we all have moments where we can help other people, and we should. I'm not saying that we should pour all our time into it, but if we come to a situation where, okay, this is a situation where I can be of service and I feel that God is calling me to do this. Now, I'm not talking about our own pride or our own want to be people pleasers. I'm talking about a genuine calling from our creator to move. Like, to me, that's what I see as success. When my creator says move, for me to know clearly that's my creator telling me to move, and to move when he tells me to. That, like, to me, that's my definition of success. But I'm not always able to accurately discern the creator from ego or from my own wants or from my own thoughts. Like, that's just a transparent moment. Yeah, there are times when I know without a doubt I'm communicating with the creator of all things. But there are times that I'm unsure.
So I feel like the times that you are unsure, um, God gives you that confirmation through either
Absolutely. If you
dream,
pay attention to
a
the things around.
body.
Yep, for
You
sure.
you'll find out, and if you meditate, you'll definitely find out uh, the answers that you need. It's just you having you being clear and clean to be able to receive those messages and be in a receiving mode. That's another thing too. When you manifesting us and stuff, like when you manifest and you putting things out, you have to be in a receiving mode. If you're not able to be in a receiving mode, how can you receive it? There's no way. So you have to be in a receiving mode. What is a receiving mode? Is just being at a high frequency, being able to receive anything that comes to you.
Absolutely.
We have to be obedient, being a greater blessing to others. Yes, Drina.
Fear is from our reptilian brain. Like, it's not a high vibrating energy. Fear, like, I don't know, like, to me, fear is like
Fear is low.
it's low vibrational, but like, you can feel fear in your gut. Like, you can feel it in your body. Whereas when you feel hopeful and you're happy and you have, faith that certain things will just work out in your favor, your energy is lighter. And that's what I think, like, when, even for those who are, like, into Christianity per se, God says multiple times throughout the text, cast your worries on me. And what else?
Yeah, and he said fear is the devil.
Absolutely. So if
So
God
I
says,
want to talk about that, right? Just 1 second. Go ahead. But I
no, go
want.
ahead, go ahead.
So me and my sister actually had a conversation this past weekend, right? And I grew up. My father was a pastor. I grew up Christian, right? But I ended up changing my beliefs, right? I changed my beliefs. So, and my sister knows that. And we were like having a conversation just at the house, and she was just kind of like, cause me and my sister we had got saved one time together. We were literally together, and we had got saved in this church. And so she asked me, she said, you remember that time we got saved? And I said, yeah, I remember. And then she said, don't you feel like, didn't you feel like that time we got saved, you feel like you could, didn't you feel good? And I said, yeah, I felt good. And then she said, did you feel like you could do anything? And I said, no, I didn't feel like I could do anything. And and then she said, well, I want to ask you, what made you like change into the way that you are now? And I just told her, I just basically said, like, when I was a Christian or whatever, I used to like beg God for stuff. Like, like, please help me with it. You know what I mean? And I just feel like when you do that, it's low vibrational, it's low energy. Because you just saying, please God help me, please God. And I don't want nobody to feel like I don't want anybody to change their religion. You know what I mean? I'm not I'm not into that, and that's not what I'm here for. I feel like everybody believe what you want to, believe in what you want to believe, because I'm not here to change anybody. Religion is very a touchy subject, or whatever. So I was just telling my experience that I feel like when I was at that point, I was always begging, God, please help me, God, please. That's low vibrational. That's putting low frequency out into the universe. And I just feel like now I call things to me. You know, money comes to me. Money stays with me. Money comes to me easily. Like I said things like that. So I feel like that's just the difference when I was, what you sound like, girl? Hey, Jazz. What's up, Jazz? Wait, yes, Anita. And sometimes we know we need to purge, but be too scared in those times. We have to trust God to take the leap of faith. Hey, Jazz. Drina, true. We all have. Wait, hold on. I'm missing out. What was y'all talking about? Sometimes we have to remove people, places, and things. Drina.
A word. Amen.
Let me tell you something about what I have learned this year, and something that I knew long time ago, but I knew long time ago, but should have been doing, And if it's one thing that I've learned is that energy transfers. See, you have to be careful who you have around you. You have to be very protective of your energy. Um, just and people can sit up here and be like, oh well, you think you all that and you a bitch and you did. I think I'm all that. Yeah, I'm that bitch. Yeah, because the simple fact is that if I let you come into my vicinity or into my area, my energy can transfer over, or your energy can transfer over. And if your energy is not good, then you tamper into my water. And it's like, no. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let y'all talk. But they in here talking. Remove them because they can be.
It's
Y'all
nice.
got anything to say?
I wish y'all could hear this nice playing in the background. It's a whole mood. But
Remove them because they can be blocking our blessings, goals, and manifestations. Girl, I don't feel like they could block your blessings, but I feel like they could delay.
You know, this is a very timely topic because it ties in directly to a sermon I just watched from my pastor down in Houston. God bless that man.
Who is your pastor?
The Reverend Keon D. Henderson. He is the senior pastor of the Lighthouse Church of Houston. Anyway, the message
I don't know him.
the message he gave was called "Not a Moment Too Soon," and it's on YouTube. And in his sermon, he was talking about the things that we want and that we pray for, and he was talking about how God's not gonna give them to you until the time has come. And he said he's not talking about time like we looking at time like on a clock, time as in the season, whatever season you may be in. You know, you could be in a season of your life that might last a month. You might be in a season of your life, it could last 10 years. Whatever it is, you have to learn whatever it is that you need from that season and go through whatever period of time that is before you can get to whatever it is that he has for you. And in those seasons, sometimes we still have to do the work and have some people, things, habits, whatever removed. There have been several times in my life where I've had conversations with, I just straight up ask God, I'm like, Lord, if there's people around me that don't need to be there, remove them. I said, I don't want to be somebody that's up here thinking everybody has good intentions for me and they don't. So whoever it is, Lord, or whatever it is,
Remove them or reveal them to me, right?
both of them. And when I tell y'all the times that I've asked that, he didn't pass go. It wasn't wait and collect $200. It was immediate. So yeah, no, I agree that there's sometimes you can be in position, or you can have relationships with people, platonic or otherwise, or be be in company with people that it does hold you back. And maybe it don't directly hold it maybe indirectly holds you back from a blessing, because maybe you picking up habits that somebody has. You know, they always say that you as a person, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. All right. Well, if that's the case, look at who you hang around with. What's your average? What are you?
Birds of a feather flock together. And I
Right.
feel like that's my past, that has been my problem, is that, I want to be cool with everybody. And honestly, you just can't. But I want to speak to some people in the chat. Hey, really? Yeah, I'm going to cuss your ass out, really. Yeah. What the fuck you doing in here?
Realist, I ain't gonna cuss you out, but she might.
Why not, Amber? You was the main one to be talking about, really sitting up here asking all the questions and and this and that. You remember, really?
He's lucky that my memory is short.
How you don't remember him?
We're gonna need you to answer. Uncomfortable questions up in her.
Oh, shut up. Speaking of, to answer Drina and from the chat, yes, that is Shawnee's husband.
That's who?
She asked me with the pastor I was talking about, Reverend Henderson. She said, "Oh, is that Shawnee's husband?" Yes, it is.
Oh, that's who you talking about, Shawnee's husband.
That's crazy to me.
Who is
Shawnee? I know who that is now.
Who is Shawnee?
I didn't know him before. I mean, I still don't really know him. But
Shawnee O'Neal.
Of him.
Wait, what? Oh,
yeah, Shawnee married to a pastor,
baby,
a preacher man.
baby.
You didn't know
listen,
that?
Coco, he manifests. He manifests.
Man, I'm glad it worked out for him because my manifesting him didn't work. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. That man, he fine. I ain't gonna take that from him. That's a good looking man right there.
Not heard.
When you say your manifest didn't work, how did you manifest it? What did you do?
I didn't manifest. I just always was like, I
You
said, Lord,
just joking.
Lord, that man is fine. Let it be me. It was not. It's okay.
Girl. What up, word? Realist, thank you for supporting me with kind words and prayers. Yeah, Realist, he alright.
AJ, what was this in-depth question that you was talking about before? Or did
Oh,
you already,
yeah, I'm sorry.
or did you already ask it?
No, I haven't asked it. So, what has been your biggest win as far as manifesting? Give us an example of how it came about and how your mindset was when it actually, manifested in your life through the, power of faith and whatever your particular belief system aligns with, because it ain't even about like having a particular belief system, because like we speak in certain terms but we be talking about the same thing. But go ahead.
And I gotta answer the question first.
Yeah, that's for you.
Okay. The biggest win in terms of manifesting, quote unquote, for me, would have been this past year. So last year, me moving to a different state to take another job that is higher in rank as opposed to my last position. And I'll say that I have probably always been an adventurous person, not in terms of like being a daredevil, but like just going and seeing new places, trying new things, whatever, for a long time. And I've known a lot of people across industries, but specifically in mine, that they've had the opportunity to move around, have different jobs, move around to different cities, different states, and have a lot of different experiences, and it just makes you a better professional. And I decided in my mind, I was like, hey, I want to do that because partially I'm from Texas, but I grew up in Texas. And don't get me wrong, the state of Texas is great. I love it. I mean, I miss it now, but I didn't want to be somebody who had never like experienced living outside of it. Just for the sake of familiarity, because this opportunity came to me last year, and it would have been easy for me to walk away from it because I could have easily said, oh no, it's too far, I'm gonna be too far from my family, going to a whole different place where I don't really know anybody, ABCDEFG. But I also didn't want to live with regret, where it was like, man, like I wonder what would have happened had I taken the job. Now, speaking career-wise of me making that jump, I didn't burn a bridge, quite honestly, because the way I left my previous job was professional. However, some people were not happy that I left, and that's their cross to bear, not mine.
And she didn't leave that job before having a championship ring, but anyway.
That's the ring. That's irrelevant to me, honestly. It is, but that's their cross to bear, not mine. But yeah, just speaking professionally, I knew what I wanted to do, and where I wanted to go and how I wanted to grow. The topic had been a conversation in several reviews I had. Like, hey, what's your plan? What do you want to do in the next 3 to 5 years? And I stated that the title, the place I'm at now, that's what I wanted to get to. And I'm here now. Not to say that it don't come with their own struggles. Like T.D. Jakes says, new levels, new devils. But it is what it is. But I think me just being able to move career-wise for a promotion, quote unquote, even though it wasn't within the same company, and just moving out of state for a new job, different title, more money, whatever, and going through the growing pains of doing that. I think that's my biggest win, quote unquote. Um, so far, quite honestly, although I've seen the evidence of me speaking positively and um, as far as it pertains to goals, I've seen that happen many times in my life. I think this is just the biggest one because it involved an interstate, it involved an out of state move.
Absolutely. And it involved a leap of faith. It involved, getting all the things that you were worth, that you deserved. You know what I'm saying? And just being willing to take that leap of faith to jump into the unfamiliar, because the way it just rolled out, it was just awesome. But you had spoken it into existence, what, 3 months before in a conversation we had? I said, what is your next
I
position?
don't remember this conversation that you talk about. You bring that you brought this up twice. I don't remember that at all.
Do you keep your iMessage conversations?
Yeah.
Do a search in your iMessage and type your position in, and you will find it in our search history. It
Hold
would
on, I'm gonna do this because I do not.
yes.
Let me ask you this, Coco. So when you decided to do this that you're doing, right, and you spoke it into existence, what else did you do? You feel like you done? Because there might be somebody else in here listening that wants to do the same thing. So what do you feel like the steps that you did to create the life that you want? Do you really know?
Like as in to get to this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Dubs, Marlene,
To create the
that
life that
came
I want.
in.
Are we talking just in terms of career? Or are we talking like personal life? Or are we talking about all of it?
Anything, whatever it is that you feel like you brought on, you manifested, you created this life that you wanted. What are the steps that you did? You feel like you done?
Okay. Well, since I was talking about my job anyway, I'll take it to career first. Um, First of all, I have always been willing to do. I've always known what I wanted to do for the most part in my life. That's not to say that I knew it outright. Sometimes it takes you sitting down and really thinking through, like, okay, what is it that I want? Like, what do I want my life to look like? Sometimes you won't always know, like, okay, this is exactly what I want to do, like occupation wise, because I can tell you right now, what I do now is not actually what I went to school for. It's okay though. Yeah. So sometimes it takes you looking inside of self and knowing self and having those conversations with self and deciding what it is that you want, and whatever that is and how you're going to get there. One. Two, as it pertains to career specifically, you have to be willing to do the work. I can tell you right now, I have not always, obviously, I have not always been at the level I'm at now. It's 2023, 5 years ago. I was making significantly less money. That was my first job, and I did a lot of shit. And I dealt with a lot of shit, but it was a starting off point for me, and it got me. It helped me to realize what I don't want to do and who I don't want to be as it pertains to working. And it was just it was a springboard for me to get to my next position, just like my last one was a springboard for me to get to where I am now. Just like this one will take me into my next opportunity, wherever or whatever that might be. Um, let's see what else. Just be responsible with your life in general, because like I said, when you start talking about, again, I'm sticking to career stuff right here, but this falls outside of it too. When you start talking about, wanting to be able to move or wanting to be able to do things or get things like cars, homes, all that stuff like that, it doesn't just appear by osmosis. Like, you have to be a responsible person with, like, the business side of things. So, like, I wouldn't be in my house right now or in the home I live in had I just been out here spending my money wild or like having bad credit or something like that. Be responsible, and even at a young age, do the research on certain things, like know what a credit score is, know what's entailed in that, how it's calculated, and understand some things about finance, because as you get older, the things you do that are silly with your money and in your name at a young age can come back to bite you in the ass when you get older, when you really want something. Yeah. Trying to think what else. And then just ultimately, I would say don't lose sight of who you are and what you want.
That's a word.
Like you have to, at the end of the day, you have to know you well. And that's not to say that you will always know everything about yourself, because you'll learn new things about yourself. You change, especially I guess as the decade of your 20s. Because what I did and what I liked at 20, baby, I'm not even looking at that at 29 heading into 30. Like it's not the same. Things that bother you at 21, they not gonna bother you at 25. Stuff that bothers you at 25 not gonna bother you at 30. Whatever. But just be aware of yourself and know who you are, and understand that as time progresses, it's okay for your thoughts and your feelings to change about things, and give yourself the space to do that. And I'm learning that now.
And just to rewind a bit, because I mean, you're different, you're driven, and a lot of people, they don't have that focus, or that clarity, off the rip. So I just want to rewind to something I think that is extremely important, and that's knowing what you want. I was talking to Tate earlier on my way home, and I was like explaining to her like what was my ideal situation. I was like, but that's crazy. And she's like, no. How is it crazy? You don't know what you want and you don't speak what you want into existence. Who is going? You know what I'm saying? And
Facts.
it brings me back to the point of saying that you said you've always known what you want. I will say, ladies, babies, we didn't have that clarity because our upbringing was just a little bit different than you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a different era. So different things were important. And there wasn't a lot of focus on our emotional or mental well-being. There was more focus on physical needs being met, you know, um, things of that nature. So not just discounting that, but just simply saying that, um, so when it comes to knowing what you want to do, you were so sure and very confident. What do you think lended to that confidence, and what do you think that adult people could do to build that confidence up to concretely say, this is what I want with my chest, and put that energy out in the world for those things to come to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you would be like the best step, or the first top 3 steps to clarifying and defining?
Um, I'll say this: you are right. Like some folks don't have clarity, and I am blessed in the fact that like I grew up in a house where you know, but clarity was what we operated on. Um, I mean, obviously, backstory like both of my parents, but like my dad was a football coach before he became a preacher, and then he was both simultaneously. And so I grew up in a house with somebody who liked to win, and at his craft, but liked to win games and whatnot. And so he always did the work, and so I grew up looking at that as like looking at him doing his craft. The amount of time and the work he's put in behind the scenes, just to go out on a Friday night and execute, with his team a football game or whatever. So I grew up in the house seeing like, okay, hey, these are the outcomes. This is the one I want. Like, this is the work I'm gonna do to get the outcome I want. So I grew up seeing that. Obviously, everybody doesn't, and that's okay. To getting that clarity, just first of all, identifying whatever it is that you need to be clear about, whether it's a relationship, a job, or career decisions, friendships, whatever. Identifying what you need to be clear about, and then understanding why you're not clear about it. What is it that you're unclear on? Is it, I've been in a spot where if I've lacked clarity on some relationships with some friends, some folks I didn't need to be around. And I had to ask myself, okay, well, why am I unclear on this? Why do I feel confused? And you allow yourself to explore that. And then understand what not taking action on that situation will do or won't do for you. If it's somebody that you need to cut off, okay, but oh, that's my friend. Everybody's not perfect, but they're doing something that doesn't do a service to you or it directly harms you in whatever way. You can decide to not take action, but how does that affect you now and down the road? If you don't do anything, if you do, decide to change that relationship, what does that do for you now and down the road? So it all comes back down to, even if you're not clear about something, okay, what is it that I'm not clear about? Why am I unclear about it? It's just, to me, I think it's all about asking yourself the questions.
Asking yourself the pertinent questions to really discover what you want. Because you know what? It's crazy. People don't realize, like, we really walk around day to day miserable and unhappy because we don't have what we want, but we don't know what the frick we want.
And you
Yeah,
might
because because majority of us work a 9 to 5, and then we have kids, we have a husband, or we have family, and you come home and you have to take care of the house and this and that. You don't have time to really sit down with yourself and really ask yourself what it is that you really want out of life. So people are walking around here, don't really know what they want. But I do want to acknowledge the chat just for a minute, because y'all was going in and y'all was talking amongst each other and this and that. And I just want to say, for Anita, I'm sorry to hear that, the fact that you have cancer and stuff like that. But I know she said that she rejected chemo. She decided to reject chemo. And I feel like whatever decision you make, that's what you do. But I do want to say this, is that we speaking upon the topic of manifesting. So just because a doctor come to you and say certain things doesn't mean that, like, that's it. That's the end of your life. Oh, you got cancer. Oh, that's it. This and that. The fact that you rejected it, I mean, it shows that you, a little bit of you manifesting. I don't know what's your decision on why you decided that. No, I think you did say in the chat that you feel like it would cause more harm to you. So that's why you rejected it. I believe that's what I saw in the chat. But I do want to say that if you do want to turn around what the doctor decided and things like that, manifest. Just believe that you okay. Everything is gonna be fine. Everything is gonna turn around great, and project that into the universe. Don't put it as because think about it, y'all. And I want to tell y'all this. Do you think sometimes you say certain things, but then you come back and you say something like, "Well, how am I gonna do this?
Absolutely.
How am I gonna do that?"
Absolutely. But I think it's a big part of it is speaking up, because you have no idea who's heard random information about random things. Anita, I sent you a message in chat. When you get a chance, research the Gerson diet. It's called the GER.
And I was about to say, she could turn around that cancer, baby, with a diet easily. But I want to recognize Marlene because she came up here on the panel. Hey, Marlene.
Hey,
Amber,
Tay.
you can go ahead.
No, that's all I was saying. I wish you the best, Anita. But do me a favor, look up the Gerson diet, just research it. Let me know what you think when we come on next Saturday. Just let me know what you think about it. It's definitely worth a try if you want to try it. But it's something I've recently researched that I've talked to people with a plethora of different types of cancer and other diseases that are supposedly incurable, and that this has caused many of those things to go into
And,
remission.
and also I know Jazz, she deals with God, what is that where you like kind of can't have a baby or
Infertility.
no, it's called something else. Jazz gonna put it in the chat. But Jazz deal with that too. She deals with an herbalist now, and I just believe if you eat healthy and you become vegan, you'll be able to like get pregnant and things like that. I can't think of what it's called right now, but she deals with that as well. Endometriosis, yeah. PCOS, yeah.
Oh, polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Yeah, she deals with that now. Yeah.
I'm familiar with that. A lot of women that were born in the mid 80s deal with that. And I was told by, I don't want to name drop anybody, but so there was a celebrity herbalist that I aligned with at one point in my life. And he told me that he had something called a full body detox. And it was just a bunch of different herbs that targeted clearing and filtering out our kidneys, our liver, you know, our heart, just our lymphatic system, with different natural herbal remedies, and being able to cure diseases that had been previously touted as incurable. And he had a lot of real testimonials of people who literally paid the $150 for his cleanse and changed their entire lives, and the FDA came after him. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to put no target on nobody back, but um, you can definitely heal yourself, and not only with positive thought, but through altering your diet and just aligning with a simple way of life. The Gerson diet is just an example of that, but it's powerful. It's something that, even if you're battling something as simple as acid reflux, this is something that will give you relief. So it's worth researching. You must make your own independent health decisions based on your own judgment and research. I'm not making any suggestions. The only suggestion I'm making is to research that diet and see if there's anything in it that resonates with you.
Who you talking about, Dr. Sebi?
No, no. It's somebody
Oh,
I'll tell you later.
oh, okay. I'm nosy.
Yeah.
Marlene, go ahead. Say what you gotta say. I'm sorry, girl.
Oh, it's all
How
good.
you been?
I'm good. Hey, ladies on panel.
Hey, how are
Can you?
you?
I'm good. Can you hear me? Cause I got my AirPods in.
Girl, you are crystal clear.
Oh, good, good. So my whole thing is my life was, I grew up like in a jacked up childhood. My family was very dysfunctional. Y'all
You
know I
went in
come
and
from.
out. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Is that better? Is it better now?
Wait, is she going in and out to me, y'all?
Can you hear me? Is it going in and out?
I'm able to hear her.
Oh, okay. So I came from a dysfunctional family, and having 9 siblings is not always the best thing because I
I
felt.
can't. You going in and out to me? Is it just me?
Yes, it's just you.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, shit, I'm a drop down probably.
Okay. Um, So the thing about my childhood was it was very dysfunctional. And when you grow up in a toxic environment like that, where everybody's just doing their own thing and there's no togetherness, there's no communication, it causes you to, when you get to a place in your life where you need to be making some major decisions and deciding what you want to do with your life. Like, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life for almost 10 years, just doing all kinds of things, jumping all over the place. But it wasn't until I started to stop taking in what everybody thought I should do, and for me to start thinking about what I want to do and to get into my own plans for my own life and to work in my purpose. And growing up with having a big family, it's like your purpose became whatever my siblings needed, being an auntie, being a daughter, being whoever, being a girlfriend. It was always to help other people, but I never had got into what do I personally need. When are my needs going to be fulfilled? Because when you continuously always follow behind other people and try to make other people happy, 5, 10 years will go by and you will ask yourself, when is the last time I did something I wanted to do? And I was like, this is ridiculous. I said, it's been 10 years since I did anything that made me happy. Like, nobody's checking on me. Anybody asks me, do I need something? Am I okay? No, no. And I was like, we're going to have to stop this. So that's when my life started shifting, when I started making decisions like that to stop telling people what I'm going to do and just do my own thing.
Absolutely.
That's such a powerful place to be in. And I want to say I applaud you and I admire you for doing that, because when you, I'm not gonna say you didn't have boundaries, but when you set a new one, people who are not used to you doing that, they'll look at you funny and they'll be like, "Oh, well, you done got Hollywood." No, I'm I'm gonna shimmy on my side, you shimmy on yours. That's not to say you don't care about folks or your family or friends or whoever you do that for, but it's hard, especially when it comes to family. Because I always say this: if you're somebody who gives, and people just take, when you don't have nothing left and there's nobody pouring into you or you don't pour into yourself, you can't give what you don't have. Like my daddy used to always tell me, you can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey guys, I just want to say on the chat real quick, the name of the diet is G as in girl, E as in echo, R as in Robert, S as in sugar, O as in Oscar, N as in November. The Gerson diet. Again, that's G as in girl, E as in echo, R as in Robert, S as in sugar, O as in Oscar.
Truly believe
N
you can heal anything with the diet.
And I'm Amber in the chat. I wrote it. Also look up EFT. That's called the emotional freedom technique. I accidentally put healing, but it's called the emotional freedom technique.
Somebody asked about the diet or what?
Yes, in the chat. I was answering under Amber, but my name is AJ, so I guess they didn't know it was me.
Oh, I haven't unblocked you.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't know. But look, I'm over here minding my ass off while y'all talking. I'm like,
Mhm.
I actually have
Yes.
a question for Tay.
hey,
So I have a question for you, Tay. If there was one thing
ask,
that
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If there was one thing that you feel that keeps the bulk of people from being able to manifest the things they want into reality, into their lives, what do you think those top 3 obstacles would be? And what are ways you think would help people bust through those obstacles so that they can manifest the things that they truly want?
I think that we as people we tend to think about the things that we don't necessarily want to manifest. You know, like, okay, you need money for your rent, and you keep trying to figure out, well, how am I gonna get my money for my rent? How am I gonna pay my bills? How am I gonna do this? Don't think about that. But that's hard for a lot of us not to do. You
Absolutely.
know
Marlene, check the chat. Go ahead, Tay.
what
Because
she
there's
say?
still a lot more to that.
What she say?
Well,
And
isn't that's who's on the panel with us, right, Marlene?
yeah, that's Marlene.
Yeah,
Yes.
Marlene, check the chat. Because
Okay.
my next question is going to be for you. Okay,
Marlene,
go
my
ahead.
next key for you, sis. Oh, okay. Um, I just think that we think about the things that we shouldn't think, and you should think about, you should vibrate. So if you need your bills paid, and you need money, then think on the frequency of abundance. Think on, when I have money, how do I feel? When I have it, how do I feel? What does it look like? Can you imagine it? Instead of thinking about, oh, worrying yourself to death, we always think about stuff that already manifested.
Right.
It already manifested. Would you sitting there thinking about it? It already came. So what? It's already done. Why are you gonna worry yourself to death? For the people that's Christians, worrying is a sin. You ain't supposed to be worrying. So I think that's one. And then I think also that when people don't put the feeling across, that's another thing as well. If you decide that you want to manifest something, it's a feeling, it's a vibration that has to come across. You just can't say, oh, I want to be a millionaire, and then deep down in here, I'm talking about in here, there is a conscious and a subconscious inside of you. And deep down in here, when you say, I want to be a millionaire, do you really believe that? Like, when it comes across, there's an energy that comes across.
Right.
Is it an energy of, I really believe I'm going to be a millionaire? Or is it, I don't know, I'm going to be a millionaire? Like, you know what I mean?
And I don't know if you remember this conversation or not, but you had asked me, like, you were like, why do you want to be financially stable? What's the reason? I was like, man, I want to spoil them kids. You was like, yeah, but why do you want it for you? And I couldn't answer the question. And I ended up diverting you and getting you off the topic, but I still can't answer that question. I still can't. You know what I'm saying? And I only say that to say I do counseling and I do coaching, but like I can honestly say over the past 3 months, Tay has been coaching me, and in so many ways, like it's like the neurological connections in my brain, they're thinking differently. I'm looking at things in a different perspective. I'm telling you, like, this girl is brilliant, and she has a
Well, thank you. I ain't know I was doing all that though.
She has a unique perspective in how it's like you can't just say something to her because she's gonna be like, no, hold on. Why do you feel that way? And you can try to blow over it and brush over it no matter how many times. It don't matter. She is so sharp that she will stop you and she will say, no, that is bullshit. Give me the real answer. And I'm telling y'all need people in y'all life like that. And it's hard and it might activate your defenses. But I'm telling you, when you got somebody in your life that will tell you, no, what the fuck you just said to me is some fucking bullshit, and you need to reevaluate your motherfucking answer. Because I need something clearer, because I don't understand. And I'm telling you, like, I know you laughing because you know I'm telling the mud damn truth. But I'm telling you,
I be wanting to know certain answers. And
but
it's like,
it's not just her that needs to know. We need to know, because the saddest thing about it is, like, like I heard her talking to somebody else today, and she's like, if you don't know, just say you don't know. And so many times I sit there and I try to like bullshit my answer away because I really don't know. And like in that moment, I felt comfortable in saying, I just don't know.
Well, Amber, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
regarding back to what she was talking about being, you know, talking about financial freedom. Why don't you know why you want to be financially free?
I mean,
Right.
I
I
just
can come up
like,
with 7 reasons about being financially free right the hell now.
Right.
I mean, I think about it like, I guess I get excited and I put the cart before the horse because I'm like, oh my God, I can spoil all my godchildren. I can spoil my mama. You know, like those are the things that like I'm preoccupied with. Like I'm not really. I'm sure if I really took.
But I feel like you need to focus on what you
Yeah.
want.
Right.
What do you want? Leave everybody else out of it.
Right.
What it is that you want.
Because you can, like I said, you can give and spoil everybody else. But I mean, I think that when people don't take out the time to put the interest into themselves or put themselves first, you begin to resent people, and it's not their
Right.
fault.
Because people can be finicky. People can be, it's just up and down with people, and you just never know.
Because
But
if
I know Mark.
sorry, Tay, go ahead.
No, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was gonna say I know Marlene want to say something after that.
Oh,
You can go
go
ahead. No, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say because if Tay asked me right now, Marissa, why would you want to be financially free? I'd be like, so I can do what I want to do, and not do some stuff I don't desire. You know, that would mean I'd be debt free. I would give money back to my church I grew up in so they could just completely upgrade it or renovate it or just start over, whatever. Yeah,
Be with a nigga that you don't really want to be with, but you end up being with because you ain't really financially free. Because if you think about it, a lot of these people that's in relationships, they in relationships with people because finances.
They hobosexuals.
It's not even like homosexuals. It could just be like, I'm with this person. I guess you want to call it homosexual because
That's what it is.
in their mind, they feel like, okay, well, if I leave my husband or I leave my wife, I'm not gonna have the life that I have now. I'm gonna be living in a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom apartment.
Right.
You know, because you gotta think about it. This person finances is being taken away. So now it's just your finances. That's it. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. A lot of these times, you know, a lot of the reasons why people are together is really finances.
And
Oh,
that's why I have said forever, since I have grown and gotten the world and seen some things, people talk about, oh my God, I'm so in love. That's why I'm getting married. I'm like, listen, getting married is cool. Or if you're going to be with somebody, but look, you should love each other. That's cool. But at the end of the day, if you get married, it's still it's a contract. That's a business decision.
absolutely, guys. There's a question that I want to ask Marlene, and I don't typically repeat questions, but this is a question I would like to ask Coco. I would also like to ask Tay, and I would love to ask Word if he's still in here. You know, and anyone else that wants to come up and answer the question. But Marlene,
1 second, I just wanted to acknowledge the chat before you ask Marlene.
okay.
Hey, Jadia.
Hey, love bugs. Much love to you guys. We see you. We appreciate y'all. We love coming hanging out with y'all. Me, Tay, and Coco. We look forward to chatting with y'all. Like, y'all are awesome.
Jazz said sugar daddy. But go ahead, ask Marlene the question.
So, Marlene, I know you didn't know you were walking into an interview, but much love, sis. Trying to put you on the spot. Much love.
Marlene gonna tell it like it is, child. I love Marlene.
Okay, but
she keep it a bean.
Absolutely. I want to ask you an imaginative type question. If there were zero chance of failure, Marlene, what would you do? And how would you do it?
Well, if I had already, that was.
Am I the only person that's cutting out for?
No, I didn't hear. She cut out for me too.
Yeah, either. I thought it was me. I was about to drop down. And
It was cut. It was cut. It's cutting out.
Mm-hmm.
You back on now.
Okay, you're on now. Let's try one more again. Sorry.
Okay.
Not one more.
Okay. So if I knew that it was going to be 100% successful, I was gonna go after it aggressively. And what I've always wanted to do is to go around the world and motivate other young people, because when I was young, I didn't possess any. I had no self-esteem. I had no sense of worth. I always thought that my life was only as good as what my present circumstance was. So when I finally shifted that out and started getting into my own self awareness and my worth, that's when I became powerful because nothing could stop me anymore. So, what I would be doing is exactly what I'm doing right now, motivating other people and letting people know that have been in dark spaces that you don't have to stay there. You stay there because you choose to stay there.
Let me ask you this, Marlene. I think your parents were together, right?
Yeah, my parents were
They're still together?
married. My parents were married until they both passed away.
Okay. And so your parents never taught you or your mom never taught you self-esteem or anything like that.
No, and I personally, honestly, don't believe my mom even had it herself.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too. I feel like
I
that.
don't think she would say that. She would never admit it, but that's what I believe, because you can only give your daughters what you personally possess. And she didn't. She didn't have it because of the things that she would say to me, like things like, oh, you can't do that. You got to wait on your daddy or your brother or boyfriend or whoever. Like, no, I'm going to put this picture up on the wall because I can do it. She's like, no, that's not what a woman does. So I was like, "No, mom, me and you, I can't get down with that." We were different.
Right. Right.
Definitely.
I agree.
So
She was
Tay,
she was old
I would
school.
like to ask you the same question. So if there were zero chance of failure, what would you do? And what are the steps you would take to achieve it? Haha, I got you. I got you on hush.
I mean, that's a very hard question. Like, if there was zero chances of failure, then I would really go for truly what I want. But like as I've grown, what I want is not the same as what I desired when I was younger. So maybe if my chances back then was what I desired, then I probably would have been like a nurse. Because that's what I really wanted back then when I was younger. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a registered nurse. I don't know. That's something that I feel like that's something I wanted to do. But now that I'm older, I don't really want to work for nobody. And I want to work on my time. You feel me? So like times has changed. So yeah, no, I don't want to be no registered nurse. So I
Right.
mean, I would do whatever it is that I want to do at that time. And then the steps to take it, I would just do it, whatever steps that needs to be done. So, if I want to be a registered nurse, of course, I would go to school and I would do the necessary steps and I would finish. And, I don't really know how to answer that because it's just like what I really wanted to be when I was younger and what I want to be now is just two different things. So I just really don't know how to answer
I got you. I think with me, if there was zero chance of failure, I would go for being a lawyer. Um, just because I have a passion for helping people. Um, and I already kind of do that in a way now. Like I don't actually, represent people, but I point them in the direction of information that can help them win cases and things like that.
that.
And I
Y'all,
feel
she would be a damn good lawyer. Let me tell you something. And y'all listen, she would be a damn good lawyer and she would be a damn good private investigator. Baby, if you want to find anything out, say you want to find out something about your man, what he doing, baby, that's the person to go to.
Hey, and
I
I
will
know
book
the law,
you. I'll book
my
you.
rights. I know the
I'm
law. I
telling
know my
you,
rights.
that's the
I
person
mean,
to
we
go to.
come. Me and
As
Rissy.
far as
Oh,
a
I'm sorry.
private investigator, go to her, honey.
I mean, like
You
me
want to
and
know
Rissy, we
something
kind of
about
come from
somebody,
like
baby? She'll find it. Okay.
yeah. If it's
And
public
then,
information,
if you in an unjust situation where like you being taken advantage of or something like that, go to her. Like she said, a lawyer, she would be great at that too. Like she's the type of person that would take your case and literally like make you a hero.
well, I mean, me and Rissy, we do very much come from like a very law enforcement type of family. And so, I will admit I have an unfair advantage in that field, but I do empower other people to know and learn their rights, learn the law, learn what words mean. Because let me tell you something. You can go towards a case, and there can be certain wording within that indictment that could completely exonerate you from prosecution. And this is not information that you have to get from being a lawyer. This is the information from you that you could literally ascertain from just a little bit of research. The law is about words and about the legal definition of words. And if what you're being accused of does not align with the definition of the words that are being used, in your indictment or in your warrant or whatever, you could get the thing completely tossed out. But most people don't know that. I was taught by one of the best. I will say that. And
Y'all,
it
this
was a
girl done helped me so many times. Well, I done said this situation, and she like, you can do this. You can do this or that. Don't deal with that. Write the people a letter and write this and write that, and it'll be fine.
there,
Like I'm telling you,
there was a
Jesus.
situation where, like, I don't want to get into too much detail, but where there was an unjust situation against Tay, and they were trying to force her to accept terms that were unacceptable. They were trying to get her to settle for terms that were unacceptable. And I asked her a series of
And I was
questions.
like, I don't think that's cool. Like, I don't want to accept that shit.
She told me that. She did. She's like, but I feel like I'm backed against the wall because this is my third time, coercing with these people. I said, sis, I said, tell me this. If it comes down to going to court, are you willing? And she said, bitch, yes. And I ain't going to tell you exactly what I told her, but I told her to say something. And let me tell you exactly what she asked for. She got Tay. Is that what happened?
Yeah. She said, did I tell you what? Tell them you don't want to accept it then.
And you want this or you want to go to court? And I gave her the statutes in which what to say to them in order to back up what she was saying. And guess what? They threw it at her. They threw what
Yeah.
she wanted at her. And she like, damn, I should have asked for more.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
heard, you see what word said.
Oh no, I didn't see it. Let me go.
I put the
Let me
chat
go
up
back.
there. I put it up there. What
That's
up,
right.
Cap?
That's right. Well, word, like I would really like, girl, where Coco go with her pretty self, looking like a whole Barbie doll, gonna sit up there and drop down on us. Anyway, word. If there was zero chance of failure, what would you do?
Was that directed at me?
Well, it was directed at Word, but you can answer it until Word replies.
Oh, well then no, never mind, because I accidentally hit the leave button, so I was like, oh.
Okay, I don't know why you leaving. So,
No, it was an accident.
Coco, if there was zero chance of failure, what would you do?
I'll be completely honest with you. I've never thought about that until you asked, and so I started going through my mind, thinking like, what is something I've always wanted to do, and I settled back on this, and this is something I've kind of gotten more passionate about now as I've gotten older and gotten more into my professional life. But I feel, looking back, um I have always felt like if I wanted to see something that pertained to people who looked like me, a lot of times I feel like I've had to do it, like like in my own environment.
You
And
mean people who look like Barbie dolls? Because you look like a girl. You are so beautiful. You are one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my life. I love you so much. You are so beautiful.
well,
I'm
thank
so
you,
proud of
cousin.
you. I look up to you. You're not even 30 years old yet, but you inspire me. I love you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
When I say people who look like me, I mean like black people, specifically black women.
Yeah.
And I'm in a place now where if failure didn't exist, I want to be like all the wealthy ass white men that's that's all over
Not
corporate
the white
America.
man.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. I want to be like all the wealthy ass white men, and I would want to like establish my own good old boy system and get people on in positions that deserve it, that look like me or people of color, because I'm
That's
tired. Because I get tired of seeing a lot of the BS that goes on. That's what.
Jazz saying she's gorgeous.
She is gorgeous. She is literally the prototype for a Barbie doll. Look at her face, y'all. Like,
Oh,
take
thanks,
a
Jazz.
screenshot, scroll. I want you to scroll in. This girl is beautiful. Like, man, I be sending pictures of this girl to people. I be like, don't she look just gorgeous? Like, she perfect. And they be like, girl, yeah, who is that? My cousin. That's my cousin. Damn, my cousin.
That's
Y'all should see my god baby, but I ain't even finna go into that. They're my baby.
But that's what I would do. I would take a page from the old white men, and I would have my own start the good old boy system, but for people of color, because I think we all see and we know probably personally when you get out and you start working, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and sometimes you can't access certain spaces and levels because you don't look a certain way or you not white.
Yeah, that part, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
And I'm
true.
gonna tell y'all something, and I probably shouldn't go into this much detail, but I'm gonna do it anyway. My father, I love him so much. He has accomplished so much in his lifetime as far as like positions that he has ascertained. Being a man of color in the state of Texas, which is somewhat racist. I ain't about to say his name or nothing, but he became a senior warden in the prison system. And, he implemented so many like innovative type programs. And I don't know, like, if you guys are familiar with Texas, but it's really one of those Jim Crow type states. And,
My
like,
sister
just,
know him.
and just, yeah, she worked in Navasota. She know him.
She
Um,
worked in that facility, yeah, so she know
yeah.
him.
So just, like, just knowing that and having somebody so close to me being able to work their way up and to just like really thrive in their sector, like it's awe-inspiring, and it inspires me to want to go for my goals. So I just say, like, reach back into your own family. Like, there's some amazing people in your own immediate bloodline. You don't even know it.
Sometimes don't reach back for the motherfuckers.
But no, I don't mean
Man,
when I
I'm
say
just
reach back.
saying,
Look, guys. When I say reach back, I don't mean reach back and pull them up. I mean reach back for inspiration. There's people in your bloodline that have accomplished amazing things in comparison to your ancestors,
some of them,
and
yeah.
be proud of them and show them love.
No,
Uh,
I
But
agree.
hey,
I
word,
agree.
I didn't want to just
Word, what's
What's
up,
up,
word?
Word?
straight up put
Hey,
on the family.
word.
I told you I was like Candyman. Yeah.
So, word, I have a question for you. If you could do anything
I want to say
with,
one thing on what you just said
oh, go
about
ahead.
my family. Like my family, I guess I got some amazing people, like my elders. So
Is
especially
he
on my
low,
dad's
y'all? Or is
side.
it just me?
Yeah, I can't hear you,
We
words.
can't
I
hear
don't know
you.
what's going on
You
with you.
low.
Can you hear me better now?
Oh yeah, much clearer. Much clearer.
Yeah, my AirPods. Every time I put the actual AirPods on, I'm low. It's something with the volume. But what you was saying, like with the reach back, like I got some amazing people in my immediate family, like my uncles and my aunts, and even my cousins. Everybody was like,
For some reason you're cutting out again.
my other uncle, he was an executive at U.S. Airways. My uncle's wife, he was a lawyer.
Hey word, are you still there? Your audio is out again.
Can y'all hear him?
No, I hear nothing.
No,
You
I'm
don't
not
hear
able to
nothing?
hear him. He was cutting out again.
Oh.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah, it switched back over to my AirPods. I think I left the
Kind
case
of,
in my
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you better than we can hear you before.
Yeah, okay. There we go. AirPod. And I ain't got the case on me. I'm outside. I ain't gonna be able to get away with it. I might have to wait till I go in the house. I just jumped
Yeah. Huh?
to my AirPod.
You should be able to go into your settings on your iPhone to delete the device. And then you can reset it up when you get back in to your case. That way it won't
Oh,
keep connecting to your AirPods. You just have to delete the device out of your settings on your iPhone.
that's too much. I'm gonna just
Okay,
turn that.
technical support.
Okay, there we go. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you better. Much better.
Yeah, I just turned off the Bluetooth. I'm like, hold on, I ain't about to delete nothing. I can't see it. I won't be able to get it back on. I'm just playing. But I don't know where I left off at. But when you say reaching back, uh, what my family did with me. I got some amazing people in my family, lawyers, doctors, ball players, just different CEOs of different big companies, Apple's, Campbell. Uh, so just what they, told me as far as business and life experience of dealing with people, that has been huge for me. And it's inspiring because you look at them and you understand like I can get that too, because it's right there. They come from me. So definitely, I try to reach back to my little cousins. But to answer your question about, go ahead. I'm gonna let you ask it.
So, if you had zero chance of failure, what would you do and what are the steps or what are the top 3 steps? Like cuz I know we're kindred souls, so I know there's probably 1,000 steps we have that we can't outline to other people. But if you could sum it up to 3 major steps on how to achieve those goals, general type steps. Um and that's my question to you.
I I think it's gonna be a little different. I'll tell you what I do if I had the opportunity. The things I would definitely take advantage of, but it would be to explore. Like if I can go to Antarctica, just explore it. Anywhere in the world, I can go to every continent and just explore. Just walk around and observe and take everything in. See things for what it is, touch it. Um, and like I said, I will observe I would scour every inch. I want to see everything, uh, and I indulge in it. I experience it for what it is. If it's a different culture, there's probably hidden tribes out there nobody never met. I might find a Sasquatch or something. Find a unicorn. I don't know, but I would definitely want to explore.
Not Sasquatch or the unicorn. What about the mermaid?
Oh, I believe in mermaids. I mean,
Oh,
if,
absolutely. Like,
if
we
Me,
are in
I
the same.
believe in mermaids too.
Look, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all an unpopular opinion, but like, I believe that us melanated people are direct ancestors of mermaids. And I know that sounds crazy
That's not unpopular, I don't think.
because the deeper you get into the ocean, the lighter the skin is. But I'm telling you, like, the sea people and the African American people on this earth are very much related. And I can't tell you like the genetics of how they're related, but I can tell you that I'm a person who is based in fact and research, and the things that I'm saying are not based in hoopla and imagination. It's based on actual concrete research done by reputable colleges and research facilities. And I'm telling you, like, as African American people, we are directly related to sea people.
and on that, this is what I want people to know too. All melanated people ain't the same people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. Um, because like even if you like now, if we speaking like just some real shit and don't care who listening, like the Anunnaki, those aren't the same people as the Seraphim or the it's three different classes of what people call mermaids. So and then even there's other melanated beings down here too. Um, that's not that's ancestral DNA. I say it like that. We have
Absolutely.
ancestral DNA, but it's other classes of melanated beings that came to this planet.
For sure.
Not
There are people who are from India that have darker skin than I do. Um,
yeah. I'm
so
about even what we call the African American race. We ain't all the same people. Like all the black people in the United States, no matter what story, if we talking about some out of this world type stuff, we ain't the same. If we talking about some historical, we not the same. If we talking about what actually is, we ain't the same. Even the natives of this country, it was here before anybody. We wasn't the same melanated people. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why we always clashing heads. Like we not cool. And some black people to click up, they cool. From the same being. There's some black people you click up that ain't cool. Them are your DNA rivals. It's just been like that. I mean, even if we talk about genetic memory, think about what I'm saying. We're from different tribes. It's almost natural for some people not to it's almost natural for some people to reject others. I say it like that. It's natural. It's in the DNA. That's why when people say, the black community, that's one of the biggest tricks they done told y'all because everybody think black people are black people and they're not. Some of these black people are more of a nemesis than the white people. And everything I'm saying, you can see in your face. It's
What you
some
talking
black
about, like
people.
Uncle Tom's?
Yeah. It's some of them who created the whole man. It's some of these black people, the condition that we in, they created. It. They put the people in power who they're. That's
I
historical.
mean, you see it now today. You got a lot of people that look like us, but and you feel like they for us, but
They're not.
negative. They're
No,
not.
no, what I'm telling you ain't no lie. It's something that you can observe. I'm just telling you what it is, and I'm just being honest. All black people ain't the same. So the big listen to what I'm saying. If you
Like the
continue
vice president. Hint, hint, hint.
now listen, if you continuously have this notion black community, black people come together, you always gonna have conflict in that. Because what I'm telling you is the truth. All black people ain't the same. But you continuously putting people together that don't supposed to be together in the first place. That's why we had different tribes. You see what I'm saying? It's just different things. Genetic, like people, look, people are who they are. And it's something, somebody can come from the best family and be the most fucked up person ever. Some things just in your DNA. Some things you are just destined to be and to do. So trying to put all people together, don't no other race do that. Nobody does that. Look at any, you call a Japanese person Chinese and see what happens. Ain't they all Asian? Like even my wife and them, they Middle Eastern, they're Arabs. You call somebody Chaldean, Lebanese, and see what happens. They don't play that shit. They separate themselves into their people. We the only people. Even in Africa, they do it. You got Kenyans, you got Nigerians. Don't they ain't the same, and they let you know they ain't the same. The only people who do that, and why you think we so fucked up? And it's the same trick that we've been falling for. Why you think they let us out of these? If you taking slavery, we talk about slavery, right? Why you think they took the chains off your hands? They already had them on your mind. You go confine yourself. They don't need to hold you down. You go hold yourself down. And if you don't do it, somebody look like you go do it. Y'all niggas ain't gonna never let nobody look like you get ahead. We ain't gotta do it no more.
I mean, and not only that, jail is the new, jail. Well, it's kind of the old slavery now, but jail is the new
I'm
slavery
gonna
thing.
tell you this.
So,
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I was in the street. I did some really stupid shit, right? Excuse my French. I did some stupid stuff. I should have been locked up. That's a trick too. That's a trick. That's a trick. They put fear in you. And when you go there, it's fucked up. But for some reason, you keep going there. People attracted to that shit.
yeah, because if you think about it, black people are emotional. I mean, not just trying to say, other races are not emotional, but black people are emotional. So, we get into certain situations where, oh, I feel disrespected and da da da, and I'm gonna have to see old boy. And you
And,
see old boy, and then
and see, even that, I say it like this: all that shit is planned like that. Even us thinking black people are emotional. Even us
is
thinking,
what? Repeat that.
even us thinking, all this is designed. Everything is designed. Like you living out a movie script. This is like one of them video games when you have a choice. That's all it is. But it's still the same ending. It's still directed the same way. You can choose to go left or right, but the goal is still the same. People don't truly like people say, "Oh, I'm woke, I'm awake." You're still in the same game. You got to unplug. People miss that. They call in the Matrix when Neo took the pill and woke up. They calling that woke. No, you got to unplug. You just got to see things for what they is. All those things, those notions are told to us, so we believe it. If we believe it, we'll fall into the cycle. It belongs to you accepting. That's why I always tell people to observe everything for themselves. Like even thinking black people are emotional, so this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, and that's what happens. If we so emotional, why we don't learn our emotion? We got so much emotional power. Why don't nobody try to learn it and utilize it? Make it work for you instead of against you. You
I
think
mean, that's a
clearly.
good question, but people have their own journey and their own things that they have to realize that, at some point you wake up and it's like for some, you have a lot to lose. It makes no sense to be a certain way. It makes no sense
You know
to
how you know how people go through life. They go through life just like this. They got they walking. They keep seeing this car. Every 5 miles they walk, they see a car. They reach in their pocket and they get car keys. Guess what they never do? Try to open that car. Say if those keys belong to. No, they just keep walking. Your emotion is a tool you need for life. That's how you experience life. This is something that's going to occur if you want it to or not. That's just basic science, basic understanding. Emotions are there. Everyone feels them. Even the people who they say don't have emotions, lack of emotion. That's just duality. That's just the other end of the spectrum. It still exists. So what I'm telling you is, this ain't something that we need to be walking and learning. This is something that need to be taught as children. So our kids can have advantages that we didn't. And one of them is emotion. How you make them work for you. People think you just have them. No, you can create them. I do it all the time. I manipulate people's emotions in a positive way. I can do it in a negative way, but I don't do it. I do it in a positive way. I make people feel good about themselves. I implant things in the people subconsciously, and it come out weeks later, and they don't even know I did it. I'm just being honest right now, and it's something that everyone should be able to do because it's yours. You have the ability to influence or be influenced. I understand that. That's why I always choose to influence, and if I can't, I don't come around. If I can't influence people, then I'm straight. Only time I take influence if it's some positive shit, if it's some building shit. If I can get around somebody and they make me feel like I can fly, I need to be influenced by that person. It might be the words, it might be the frequency that they speaking at, it might be the vibration they giving off. It don't have to be nothing physical. 9 times out of 10 is not with me. All this stuff is a choice. You get senses, feelings, and emotion, intuition. That's a sense. That's a gift. People don't use, and they only use it when they feel it's needed. No, use it all the time. Mm.
Marlene, you say you never identified yourself as black. What do you identify yourself as?
I it's a long story, but since we since I was a little girl and we were growing up, my parents never used to they never used to even have conversations about, oh, we're black people. My parents were
But
Jamaican.
you're
So
Jamaican, right?
yeah. So in growing up in that environment, it wasn't just like, oh, you're black. You just you're a woman or you're a man. It wasn't until like I went into school until somebody said to me, "You're black." And I went home like, "What?" I was like, "I'm black?" I was so confused. I'm serious. I did not know I was black until I started school.
Well, what do you identify your as?
I
What identify yourself black now?
And I'm not even gonna put Marlene in the crosshair because Marlene, I felt the same way. Like when I started going to school, I didn't realize I was the only little black girl in school. When I started my job as an adult, I didn't realize I was the only black person. It was other black people that came in and pointed it out to me before I ever recognized it. So like I align with that, right? I know other people might not, but I do. Like I
Yeah.
notice like, oh, I'm a black girl, and I'm the only black girl here. I've always felt so accepted and loved in the communities that I've been a part of, like even work communities. Like people have always embraced me, show me love in anything that I've done. Like so I've never felt like I've never personally encountered racism before.
And yeah, and my thing was the people who always showed me racism was my own people. I never had problems with other races for my color. It's other black people that used to what I guess you could say that's colorism, but I never had a problem with other races. It was only my own race had a problem with me.
Right. I can agree with that too. Like because like my grandmother was Indian, my dad's mother's half in part Indian. So like my skin was always flushed when I was a little girl. I didn't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like people do treat you differently because like if you don't fit into like with the brown skinned girls, or you don't fit in with the dark skinned girls, or you don't fit in with the light skinned girls, you don't fit in.
Mhm.
And I think it was because I have so many races in my family. My grandmother was pure Indian. My grandfather was Cuban, and I had a great aunt and she was just Caucasian. So I have a lot of races. So it wasn't just like, oh, I'm white, he's Cuban, he's this, but I know that's what they are based on where they come from. But it was never anything in our family like you're black, you're white, you're this. I never grew up like that. It was just my mom used to always say, you're an intelligent little girl, or you're, same thing with my brother, you're an intelligent young man, but it wasn't something like, "Oh, you black." No, we
Oh
didn't
no,
get that.
my dad
We
was.
didn't get that.
I got that. My dad reminded us we was black all the time, and reminded us that we better not bring no pale person home. So
I'm glad for you and Marlene. I'm glad, AJ and Marlene. I'm glad y'all didn't necessarily grow up around racism. But as someone who grew up in a town where the KKK used to meet, that's not my testimony. Now, what I benefited from is that both of my parents were educators, and so educated Black people tend to be more palatable in those types of situations. We benefited from that because 110%, if my parents were not who they were in our community and didn't contribute to the community as a whole and didn't have sense, if they wouldn't, it wouldn't have been the same at all. Now, I will say I knew I was Black when I went to school. That was very much so a conversation. What I didn't know is that I didn't know that there was the colorism part. I didn't know about that. I didn't know that there was a difference being made, like light skin, brown skin, dark skin, whatever. I didn't realize that until I hit junior high. I didn't know that. Now I just knew I was Black and I knew other people were not. So I align with that in the sense of where you say you didn't know you were Black. I didn't know I qualified as dark skin. I just knew I was a Black individual. I was a Black kid. I absolutely knew there weren't a lot of us in my classes when I was growing up. Um, but again, like I said, given the place that I lived in, you had to be aware of it. I will also say I align with the part where you say the most problems I had came from my own folks. Um, I do align with that, but in hindsight, now that I think back on it, it's probably not that I didn't have face-to-face issues with white kids growing up. If they said anything, it would come out through jokes, or if they didn't say anything, I know it was said at home probably, or just sometimes the conversations they had, I knew what type of time they were on in the house. But I will say I probably had the most issues from other Black people as well. So I do align on that. But um, I'm glad y'all didn't have to experience that growing up. It's different.
And I think it's because of the environment that I was in. My parents on purpose put us in company of very intellectual people of of various races. My mom always told me, she was like, it's not good enough to just be as smart as other people. She always said you have to excel, because that's how it is. But she never brought into it, it was because of race. She just said, I want you to always strive for excellence. So I've always had that my entire life, but it wasn't until I went to school until I found out that it was because of my race.
absolutely. And where I lived as a 5-year-old when I started going to kindergarten, because they wouldn't let me attend pre-K. My mom tried. They wouldn't let me. Um, it was because my mom worked with me from when I was 3 years old. I knew simple math. I knew how to read very well by the time I was in school. And with the resources that were available to us at the time, I was able to live in a neighborhood where rich white kids lived. So I went to a very affluent type school when I was young, just luck of the draw. Um, and I was a bit ahead of the curve because of what my mom taught me and the type of environment that I grew up in. With my primary schooling, there were African American people of all different colors. There were white people, there were Hispanic people, there were Asian people. And I know we all don't get that luxury. Um, but in the place that I grew up, we had a healthy mix. So my classrooms were always filled with people of different ethnicities. So as I grew up, I never thought of myself as just being a black person. Like, yeah, I knew I was black. I know I'm an African American person, but I'm saying like that wasn't the number one thing that I overly identified with. I've always identified with being a woman before I've ever identified with being a particular race. I feel like Marlene does, and I know that may be the unpopular opinion, but that's how I felt given the environment that I came up with in my formative years. And I can honestly say I had a good childhood. I had a great childhood. And I love the fact that I was sitting in a class of white people and didn't realize it until 3 months later, because that shows I was raised right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shows that I was raised with values that reflect the character, and I know that like we all were not raised in those type of areas. We were some of us were raised in areas that were, like Rissy said, KKK would meet there. You got to teach kids that grow up in a town that's racist something different than you teach kids that grow up in a town that's not racist. So that's not to say that she wasn't taught those things, because I can tell you she was. Both of her parents were very well-rounded individuals who were not racist inherently. But we grew up in two different geographical locations. And like I said, my location was very diverse. Hers may not have been.
It
But
wasn't.
I was very grateful for the experience that I had. I'm very lucky, because I still see things the same way. Like, I've got friends of all races and ages and religions and things like that. And I I appreciate that, and I'm grateful for it.
I'm happy you had that outlook, Amber. I would never wish, and this is not me shitting on my hometown or where I grew up at all. But this is me, like, in hindsight, looking back, it's different. When I graduated from high school, there were only 3 black kids in my class. It was me, my best friend, and her cousin. That was it.
Damn.
3 black kids. When we graduated from high school, like, okay, so I just said 3 black kids in my class total. When if you looked at the top 10 in our class, there were only 2 black kids in there. And I will tell you this: the two top top 2 ranking graduates, 2 young black people. Well, there were people who did not like that. There were folks in the town. They were like, "Oh, well, what? That don't make no sense." There were some folks who could not stand that in this whole class full of white kids and people who were not black, the 2 top ones were 2 black kids. That was in 2012.
Listen, my bad. I was on mute. I don't know. Y'all want me to get off top. Marlene dropped down, and I was just about to ask the question. Damn.
What?
So I was just gonna ask a question that I had asked Amber today. It was kind of off topic of manifesting the life you want. So
Go
maybe
for
I
it.
don't know if I should ask the question.
Ask. You already brought it up.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked, and if Marlene is still in the chat, I want her to kind of answer this too as well. So the question was I asked Amber was, what is easier to give away to a man, your heart or your body?
Your body.
You my cousin because I gave the same answer. But
No,
what
100%.
Why you feel like that's easier to give to a man?
Because let me only speak for myself. I cannot like you, like want to date you, want to be with you. I could just be on the tip of like, you know what? Like I have a physical need right now. We vibing or whatever, or maybe I already know you, and maybe we have an arrangement. We do what we do, and we move on. Okay, so I mean, I can do that. That takes literally nothing. Like I said, you don't have to like or be in love with nobody to have sex with them. Now, for you to hand your heart over, that takes a lot to me personally, because at that point, if I'm giving you my heart, I trust you with a lot. Like you have done, like at this point, we have done some work. Like we have gotten past like walls. We've had conversations. Like I've told you, and maybe we've shared some inner thoughts, inner feelings, insecurities, shit that's hurt us, dreams, all kind of stuff. We've shared. For me to get to that point, we've shared a lot. For me to be able to get that to you, giving your body to them. I mean, and that's not me saying that your body is not your temple and that you shouldn't respect it. You 110% should, but you can move and do things with your body sexually, whatever, without being attached to or tied to somebody.
So
You
I
can
love
walk
to
away.
play. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you can walk away from that. You give somebody a heart, it's harder to walk away with that because now that y'all probably at this point y'all ingrained in each other's lives. Like it it, it yeah, it would be easier for me to give my body as opposed to my heart. It's more of an investment.
I think this is funny because Marlene says it's easy to give your body because women do things knowing what they are doing. I wonder what she mean by that. Y'all know what she mean by that?
Maybe meaning that there's like a means to an end. Like so, if I do this, if I do A, I can get B.
Okay. Or like
So
if I
like
decide to give it up, then I know, hey, I'm just trying to get what I can get out of it, and hey, it is what it
yeah, maybe
is.
I mean maybe you just want to get off. Maybe this is an arrangement where like, hey, if we can do this, hey, you might be like the girl and set it off. Maybe I can pay off some bills for you if you're in a tight spot, or I can help you do something. Whatever. And if by all means, then at that point, it's not about you giving your heart away. It's about you getting the money or getting whatever your goal is out of that situation. So your feelings not really involved in it.
So I love to play devil's advocate. What's up, Riaz? Thanks for coming in. I love to play devil's advocate, right? And so, you say your body is easy to give up, and I feel like, yeah, it for me. I say the same thing. I feel like I would give my body up before I give my heart up, and why is because, like you say, you give that person your heart. It's like you trust them, and also as women, we emotional. So you give your heart up, we become. It's like we can become taken advantage of. you know, we
I
don't
ain't gonna
understand.
say taking advantage of. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you have to know yourself too. And what you put into it. Because there's some people they can't lay down with nobody and not have no feelings involved. And listen, if that's you, like you got to move the way you need to move.
Yeah,
that's me, cousin.
shouldn't be having like one night stands, anything like that. Then.
Oh, I said my piece. That was all I needed to say. Go ahead.
Giving my body and heart is hard for me. I get attached and catch feelings. I can't have one without the other. It's hard. Once I'm physical with someone I fall in love with them and I trust them. So that's a big thing. I feel like I get what Jazz saying. Is that like when you with somebody I get what Jazz said is like when you with somebody, you know, you fall in and stuff like that. I don't know about I trust them, but I might fall for your dumb ass. I don't know because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about me. Let me tell you something about me. And Amber been knowing me for a long time, you know. It ain't too many people that done got my heart. It's a few, but
Well,
most of the time I'm on
I
fuck
wouldn't even say
niggas.
a few. I'd say a couple.
Most of the time I'm on fuck these niggas. I'm just saying because that's how I be.
And she will try to get you on the same type of time as well. Like, girl, open up your eyes. Look at what you got.
I mean, I feel that. Like, I 100% get that. And you know, I always say, you know, the game is grimy, but like I think sometimes if you as a single woman, especially today, and I can only speak for myself and at the age bracket I'm in, it can be grimy out here. You can't go into no situation with your eyes closed. So I know some people out here that are like, oh my God, you know, well, me and him are talking and I can't talk to nobody else and I'm just for him. I'm like, girl, for what? For literally for what? Now in my time, and somebody in the chat wherever they might be like, oh, she acting like a man. I don't give a damn. There are some habits that men have that we as women should adopt, i.e., playing the field. Sometimes you can't at an early stage you can't let your emotions can't be in it. I just don't think so. Like
Wait, in
I
the
don't
early stages, your emotions can't be it.
I don't think they should be in it. Because if you play in the field, it shouldn't be no conversation of like, oh well, I'm talking to this one person, I really like him, and I just can't talk to nobody else. Okay, for Ann,
So
you might find.
you agree you should have several, not just one person when you
I
date.
110% agree that you should not put all your eggs in one basket. May the best man win,
Okay,
or or
I was just
or woman,
asking.
whatever you
I
And
into.
was
she
just,
ain't doing nothing but playing devil's advocate right now because let me tell you something. This is the red flag spotter, and she is the dismisser. And I ain't about to lie, I done had a couple shots tonight, but I'm telling you, she will
I know.
dismiss them. Like, she see a red flag, she like, nah, I'm done with that. I'm like, well, wait, what about nope, I'm done. That's it.
See, I admire you, Tay, because I be seeing red flags in situations and in people. And that's not to say I don't listen, but it's in certain circumstances. I had people tell me that I'm too hard on specifically men. They're like, Marissa, you too hard on people. You gotta give somebody a chance. You gotta give them a chance. Okay, cool. And me listening to other people, baby, it's some situations I done been in. I didn't have to be in them. If I had just said,
see, but
fuck
I
off.
didn't been there too, Rissa, where Amber is telling you the times that I said, nah, I can't deal. But there's times that I stayed like a dumbass, you know, and I knew better, but I just stayed. So I'm not supposed to sit up here and act like I've never done that before. I have. I have. But really say I was about to bring that up, Jazz. Some people get attached. What type of people get attached? Really?
She's never done that before after she's been out of her 20s. She can't say that, but okay.
I don't. I think I've
I
been to.
pray that the next decade, I'm on that. I'm on that tip now. I pray that the next decade just really solidifies that for me. Lord, said this time that I make it to September and make it to 30. I no longer want to question it. Like if I feel like something is off, because if I look back over my life, anytime I felt like something was off, I wasn't wrong. Even if I had to find out later, I'd be like, oh, like damn, I was right.
Not the raw iris.
Tay,
Damn.
that Tay, that's you too. Anytime you done felt it was something off, and everybody else done told you, nah, I don't see it, you end up coming back around and be like, you know what? I should have listened to my damn self.
Period.
I mean, yeah, after I might have said, yeah, I'll come back around and say, yeah, I should have listened to myself and stuff like that. But to answer Really's question, I feel like majority of the time, the people that get attached to women.
Yeah. But I'll say this. I done been in some spots. I've had it where some dudes and got attached.
Right. I'm not gonna say like, oh, it's just women and no dudes. There have been positions where dudes do get attached. But I feel like women majority of the time get attached more than men.
They do. I will agree with that. I'll say this. Any situation I've been, anytime I've dealt with a young man, or let's just say a man, regardless of age.
Wait, we got a man in the building, and he say, "What do you say?"
I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. I'm gonna keep my
Ever
mouth.
shut up. Who get attached first? Huh? And men expect for women to get attached first,
They
right?
do.
He say so when she giving you her body, she giving you her all.
That's a lie.
You don't think so?
No, because I'm thinking about a specific situation right now where it was just it was like, hey, it was more like I want to try it. I don't like that man.
Okay, so I have been. I have been.
He tried me.
What?
He tried me if you didn't like it. It had to be something else.
Hey, he had something I wanted to try. That was it. And he wasn't
fell in love with it too.
She might have fell in love with that, but she might not have fell in love with
I wasn't
him.
even in love with that, Tay. We ain't even going that far.
I'm just saying she might have liked that, but she ain't like him like that. You know what I mean? She might have fell in love with that. Cause you know how like you would not fall in love.
He still gave her heart away.
No, that ain't hard. That ain't giving heart away. You just gave your body away. You ain't giving your heart away.
No.
You doing the most.
Now,
you being extra.
You doing the most.
Yeah, because he talking about you gave your heart away. She didn't give her heart away. If she gave her body away, she didn't give her heart. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I guess it would just depend on the person. But for me, just because I had sex with you, I'm not supposed to give my heart away.
No, man. Even going back to where you talk about even this conversation, I think about one particular situation from like 2019, and it was this guy that we from the same town. Why are you laughing?
Because Marlene said I can do it and then say get out. Me too.
Yes, that's it. Beast. But no, there was this guy that we from the same town, right? And so we had our time. We had our time. I'll say that. And there was that was the arrangement. After that period of time, he was like, "Man, I really like you. Like, I want us to be together. Like, I want you to be my girl." And I was like, "Get your ass up off my phone with this." Because one, that's not the arrangement. Two, you talking shit right now, and I don't care. To the tune of, and I don't take no pride in nobody. I don't take pride in me and dudes circling back because I don't think nothing about it. Most likely you bored.
And you circle back?
Oh yeah, a couple times. I was like, I don't even know why you here.
When you circle back, you born. So when men circle back, what does that mean?
Nothing.
Why you? You sound like somebody I know.
I thought I was on.
She the guy. Ever. So when men circle back, it's just something they like, but that don't mean it's easy for them to get and what? And they comfortable.
It was not easy for him to get because he circled back and he was like, "Man, I miss you." I was like, "Okay, what they got to do with me?"
I started laughing because I thought I was on mute.
You heard?
I really
You
wasn't
heard
trying.
him.
I
He
really
said
wasn't
that's a
trying
bunch
to
of
say
bullshit.
nothing.
Stop telling all them lies.
Who said that?
Reese. Reese,
What?
he said that's a bunch of bullshit. Stop telling all them lies.
What's a bunch of bullshit?
What you just said.
Why? Did I
Mondo, go ahead. Hold on, Mondo, say it again.
Nah, Mondo, bring your
You know
ass
you
over.
gave that cootie cat up.
No, I didn't.
Mondo, bring your ass over to the camera. You can't be talking no shit.
I have two in my phone as the plumber.
You ain't gotta come on the camera, but at least come where we can hear you talking your shit now.
Marlena mess, child.
Mondo Carmondo.
No, I did not. We had our time, and that was the end of our time. And when he circled back a couple times later, I was like, I can't be bothered with this no more. He got mad. Listen to the tune up. The man got mad at me because he unfriended me on Facebook, and I just feel like when you start unfriending people on Facebook, it's just too much.
Yeah, they definitely in their feelings if they over there.
Like you got in your feelings if you got on social media and unfriended me, and that's what he did. And I didn't know
he unfriended her on social media. So what that mean? He was in his feelings.
Let me tell y'all something about Richie.
She hurt you. He said she hurt.
Hold on.
That you hurt his feelings.
There's a very important piece of information that you all are missing about Miss Coco, and that's that she's a.
How the hell she get out? Really say some men probably be waiting to be told to leave because they don't want to come off
as rude.
Wait, yeah, because they don't want to come out rude themselves after hitting it and saying deuces. Yeah, some of them might do that. Some of them might do that, but if I decide to say deuces, then what? I'm rude.
They be like some of them be pressed like that. It's not them. That it's you walking away. Amber, what was you finna say? What's the important piece of information they missing?
That you a Virgo.
Oh, that don't mean nothing.
Nah, that means a lot. Y'all know how Virgos are.
I'm sorry. Let me think.
Look here, Virgos are some of the most solid people you will ever meet in your life. They like some of the best people you can have on your team, but they hurt feelings, and they will hurt your feelings.
Right, Marlene. They get mad when you don't want them no more, though. When you tell them, I don't want your little ass dick no more. I don't want that dusty dick.
I didn't say that.
Look.
I'm just saying.
Look here.
I don't want that dusty dick anymore. Sir, go on.
Rissy, I ain't trying to be ugly, but Virgos is very, very sensitive.
That shit funny.
At least Virgo men are. Women may not be, but men, bro, like Virgo women are overachievers. Like they will reach their goal and then they'll go beyond their goal. And in their mind, they still won't be good enough. Even though everybody looking at them like, damn, you just fucking jumped over a mountain. They still don't think it's enough.
It do be like that. But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just easier in that respect for you to give your. To me, it's easier to give your body away than your heart. Because in that situation with the individual I'm talking about, I didn't like him. I didn't want to date him. At no point in time ever did I think he could be that dude. At best, he was a jump off.
But Tay in the car earlier brought up a very, very important part that made me rethink my stance. And let me tell you something, Rissy. It ain't normal that I rethink my stance. But Tay, tell her the take that you told me. Oh shit, she ain't even on the screen no more.
Your stance on what?
I need to start paying attention to the damn room. I didn't even really realize she wasn't on the damn couch no damn more. They're my baby. They're my sweet baby.
Like go to sleep.
It's Amby.
She don't even know what she's looking at.
Hey, mama.
They get mad when you, girl. They get mad.
You
Why
so
y'all get
pretty.
mad when we don't want y'all ass no more?
You so pretty, mama. You so pretty. You such a pretty baby. That my baby. That my baby. That my baby.
She
You'll
said.
get hurt. That my baby. Okay,
She
I'm
said,
sorry,
tell
y'all.
them I'm not interested in being in a committed relationship.
With
And when you
them.
tell them that, when you tell them you're not interested in being a committed relationship, Marlene, they try even harder, honey.
They
try
be going
hard.
feral.
Huh? What boundary you supposed to set? What type of relationship you want?
Listen, you can't. I have done it. I'm gonna go back to the same situation I was talking about. The boundary was there. Like there was never at any point in time was it stated like, oh, we could be something. No, that was never the conversation. Why? Tell me why. A few months later, man, I really like you, and like I want us to be together. No. What did he say?
That's because he got in his feelings.
And that's a him problem. Like the way I was like, nah, dog, this ain't gonna work.
Tay, I'm gonna have to have this conversation with you later because she ain't telling the whole story.
What have I not told?
Oh, she ain't telling her story. She lied to us.
It ain't that she.
No, wait a minute. What did I not tell?
Look, I'm not trying to say that she didn't tell a part of the specific story, but I'm telling you, she knows how to entertain properly, and she knows how to be a proper host. And
she lied.
I'm telling you, like she knows.
He never came to my house.
I'm telling you. So if she sabotaged that connection, it was intentional. But okay, go ahead.
Mondo say you telling a bunch of lies, baby.
No, I don't know because I don't know what Amber talking about because the individual I'm talking about never came to my house.
It ain't about coming to your house though, sis. It's about the experience that you give these men because of what your mama and your daddy taught you. And I know your mama and I know your daddy. I'm telling you.
They taught her how to love.
If you gave them that type of experience, that's why they were connected to you. Yes, this woman grew up in a very balanced household with a man who loved her mama to the moon and the stars and the sun and maybe even another planet that we ain't discovered yet. That man loved her mama like no other. So much to the fact that when the Lord called him home, her mama was struggling with basic functions because her husband had took care of her that well. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even mean I'm not even just talking about financially. I'm talking about just period. The way that he took care of her. He took care of my auntie. Like I love my uncle. I love my uncle because of the way that he took care of my auntie. Because we've had many of conversations where she's explained things to me, where there are certain situations that may have made her feel a certain way, and her husband empowered her to feel like, no, baby, you are worthy. You are that person. He would have never in her life called her no B in this world, but I'm telling you, he told her, you are that person, and I'm telling you, he was a great guy. Her dad was a great guy. He was an amazing guy.
He was literally the GOAT. And people tell me my standards are too high today, and I'm like, that's fine because I know it's possible I came out the house with what my standard is. Also, he never told me I couldn't do something or I had to do something or do something lesser because I was a woman. And he always encouraged me to tell the truth and to say what was on my mind. So that's why I really don't be having no fear about it today. And when we speak on topics like this and people be quick to like label women like, oh, you acting like a man, I don't give a damn. Because at the end of the day, like, it's my opinion. Like, I'm not really set tripping.
That right. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not one to lie. I grew up in a single parent household. Like, I didn't have a father figure in my life the entire time I was alive. but Tay and Marissa did, and I can tell you the amazing things in their personality that are a result of that, and why we should still strive for that, despite the fact that, we may feel like, oh, men are not at the same caliber that they were back then. But I'm telling you, their dad's not that old, and their dads stayed around, and their dads was an influence in their life, and it mattered, and it matters in the people that those two people are today. And I can honestly tell you, I didn't have that experience growing up, and I can tell you that, like, just being a witness to who they are and their example and the advice that they give and the things that they say, that having their father present, even if their father wasn't necessarily, always present in the house 100% of the time, because of work obligations or whatever, it made a difference. And if you have a daughter out there, and you're a man, you need to be present because
Facts.
it matters. It matters a lot. It's the difference between your daughter having a failure to launch and your daughter launching into the stratosphere. And I'm not trying to put that weight on nobody, but when you a man and you make the decision to procreate with somebody else, you're making a obligation to be a certain person.
I agree. But let me
That
tell you something what I've learned. And I'm not embarrassed anymore. I used to be embarrassed of like the relationships that I had and they didn't work out. The relationship with my kids' dad, their dad and stuff like that. I used to be embarrassed of that. But I'm no longer embarrassed because of the simple fact I feel like God has put me in those situations for me to realize what it is that I don't want. you
right.
know and just because somebody is still with their kid's child don't mean that they happy. You got a lot of people that's still with the father of their child and they're not fucking happy.
You
Okay,
got folks out
they're
here that are.
only there. Go ahead,
I was gonna
Marissa,
say
I'm
you
sorry.
got folks out here in the whole relationships that are staying for a whole lot of other reasons that don't have nothing to do with their significant other.
Right. Right. And you got a lot of people out here that just staying in relationships, just basically like Risa said, because of the kids or because of finances. I can't leave and go because I don't know how I'm gonna take care of my kids and I don't know how I'm gonna do that. And you know what I'm saying? I'm no longer embarrassed of that shit. You know? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I've been in several relationships and they have failed. But I feel like the reason why, and I'm not gonna say the reason why all of them has failed, it's just that God put me in that situation to now know that now I know what I want. Now I can say I don't want this. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Because I've experienced so much in so many different relationships. How many people have experienced certain things in relationships? Sometimes some
Yeah.
people get in a relationship with one person and they're there with them for 20 years, 40 years, and they might not like their motherfucking ass, but they say
Y'all, and
they deal with it.
I want to say one more thing. Like, having experiences with different type of people. Let me tell y'all something. It don't matter how many type of relationships that you have, you only have to get it right one time, especially in a romantic sense. You only got to get it right one time. It don't
Yeah,
matter
but people,
how many times you
but
fail.
I hate to interject, but you say you only got to get it right one time, right? But say I got 2 kids, I got 5 kids, and some people feel like, okay, you had several relationships, and you said all I gotta do is get it right one time. Some people in their mind feel like, well, bitch, you got 5 kids, you got 2 kids, ain't nobody gonna want your raggedy ass.
Yes, sis, but what do that got to do with your body's biological function and something occurring because it has the opportunity to, and you act.
Because there are men that look at that and be like,
Yeah, but
okay,
those
you
men
got 2 kids, that means I gotta take care of 2 kids
that
plus
men
you.
men are stupid. That mean they dumb. They mean they fucking.
I'm not gonna say. Listen,
No, I don't say
Amber went a
dumb.
bit extreme when she said that. I don't
It
personally feel
really
like
is
they're
dumb.
dumb.
I'm
I
gonna
feel
say the reason
like
I say they dumb is because let me tell you something. If somebody felt compelled, you know, within a certain time frame to deal with a certain type of person, you know, despite of what they might have had going on, there's clearly something energetically going on with that person that has drawn you to them. And if you allow the circumstances that you see with your eyes to sway you from dealing with that person because of external circumstances and you're not listening to your discernment that you have with your creator, you retarded. But okay, I mean, I'm gonna go on mute.
I don't know. I think me and Rista on the same page because I feel like
We
as a
look at men
man,
with umpteen kids. With
they
let,
do, and men don't get it twisted. Men be having several kids too.
they
Okay, out
do.
here. But I'm just saying, like, okay, so for instance, I don't blame a man to be like, I want a woman with this many kids, or I don't want a woman with no kids. I feel like everybody's entitled to have what they have. What they say, hold on, who cares what they think? I'm still telling persons today that I'm not interested in a relationship. 6 years later, they think we should be closer to marriage by now. Girl, because when you tell them you don't want to be with their ass, they chase you. They chase you, Tracy. They chase you. When you say you don't want to, you say, I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to, girl, they chase you.
Nah, bro, they chase you and Tracy. That ain't everybody experience. I'm just saying, like, I look, sis. I'm just saying that ain't everybody experience. That's your experience.
I'm trying to think. Have I? I'm in some cases I have been chased, and other ones not so much. But I don't know.
Right. I
I don't
agree.
know
Go
if
ahead.
I don't
That's
know if
exactly what I was saying.
I
Leave
don't.
it to the youngin to really bring it home. Okay, go
I
ahead.
don't know if lurking around and popping back up later, thinking I'm gonna change my mind, counts as chasing. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go on the. I'm gonna go on the record to say sometimes yes, other times no. Cause for some men it's just the for some of them it's the thrill of the chase, and I'm just like, nah, man. If you need a thrill of a chase, you need to go cosplay as dress up in furries as Tom and Jerry, and go get that out of you, cause it's not you ain't gonna find that here.
Right. Hey, I had friends in secondary. They tried to get me to date someone, but I told the girl, honestly, I'm not interested. I mean, that's a good thing, Riz, because nowadays men don't say, "Oh, I'm not interested." They're gonna see if they can smash, and then after they smash, they not interested.
Peace.
That part.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
oh, she went off. She went off here. I guess her phone dropped off for there. I was gonna ask her a question.
But Marlene says that means you're lowering your vibration, and I agree with that, Marlene. When I was sitting up here saying like about kids and stuff like that, you might have a certain amount of kids, and people feel like, oh, well, you're not gonna get nobody. Listen, I don't.
Give
Let
a
me
rat's
add
ass.
her. Yeah, I don't give a rat ass what somebody think. You know, people can sit up here and say, "Oh, well, you got 7 kids, ain't nobody gonna want you. You got 2 kids, ain't nobody." Let me tell you something. There is somebody out there that is willing to take on the amount of kids that you have, and willing to take care of you and your kids, how many ever you got. But it's just you have to be able to believe. This goes back to the title of manifesting the life that you want, right? So if you in a certain place where okay, you got 7 kids, you got 5 kids, you got 2 kids, how many other kids you got, but you still want a husband, think about the fact of how it would feel, how you want the husband that you want. Don't think of Don't think of somebody that you don't want. Think of somebody that you do want. And think of what y'all would do when you do get this person. How the life y'all gonna create with one another. How it's gonna be and things like that. You know?
And y'all would be terribly shocked at the way that men really think. Like I've like, you know, like I can't say that I've had a lot of relationships in my life, but I've had a lot of friendships with men in my life. And I can tell you in this day and age, they looking for women with kids because they want to make sure they actually dealing with women. And look, that ain't no shade
Listen,
to nobody, but I'm just saying, like, amongst, and I have a lot of male friends that are literally just my friends, and this is the energy amongst all of them. Like, they out there looking for single mamas. Y'all gotta stop hanging up on the fact of how many kids you may have. It don't matter if you have 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids,
I
5.
disagree with what you just said.
Go ahead.
I disagree because every man can't handle the fact that you got 7 kids. If he doesn't have the finances to be able to take care of those 7 kids, then
Right.
what?
But like generally when you get in
Exact. Look. He just
I'm
said
gonna
he
this.
just said he ain't gonna want to be bothered with her. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so I disagree. Like, I agree with you what you saying, but I disagree. Like, I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna be dumb about it or crazy about it, or whatever. I feel like, men look into that. That's why when you meet men, they'll be
Me,
like, how many kids you got? Because
me
men
and
trying
mine,
to
but I'm
see,
gonna tell you
can
this.
I, huh?
I'm gonna tell you this. Men who, and I'm gonna tell you this. These men that I'm friends with, they ain't no bums, cause I don't fuck with bums, even in friendships. These is high value men. And they told me that they range is between 1 and 4 kids. Now, I'm not saying people with 5 kids or 7 kids are counted out, but I'm telling you, amongst my successful friends who are living the type of life that they want to live, they tell me their limit is between 1 and 4 kids. And most women think they damage good after 3. And that just ain't true. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I'm not saying that what you saying is wrong, because like I say, there are men out there that's willing to take how many ever. That's why I say, like, you never know what somebody's life is. You never know what's going on with this person's life. Like, you don't know if this person never had a big family, and so that he has no kids, and he come across you and he's like, 5 kids? Yes. You know what I'm saying? I want a big family. So you just don't know. But people want to put judgment on your life, or they want to put certain things on your life and automatically say, oh, okay, well, this never happened for you. This will never happen. That'll never happen. Bitch, who are you? You don't know me. You don't know my life. You don't know who I'm gonna come across that's gonna say they're willing to do this and this and that.
that part, because I can tell y'all this right
You
now.
know?
The type of friends that like I tend to attract in my circle that are males, they are very high value type men. And they literally tell me out front, like 1 to 4 kids, that's my limit. And they even tell me, oh, I'll make an exception depending on, how that person's mindset is. And that's not to say that you have to work to make yourself fit a certain mold. It's to say that women in general need to.
Coco got on them booty shorts.
It's
Where
it's
you
just
going tonight?
it's just to say
I'm
that men really,
sorry, Amber.
no, you good. It's just to say that men really don't look at women with multiple kids as damaged goods. They don't mind. Like at this day and age, like there are quality men that are really literally willing to step into that role.
And
And
I think too, men are willing to seek women with kids because they feel like they're nurturers.
right. Cause let me
They
tell you something,
nurture.
it ain't nothing like feeling taken care of by a woman. For a man, it ain't nothing but like literally feeling taken care of. And that's not an experience that they get a lot.
Good night, Marlene. Thank you
Night,
for coming in.
Marlene. Good night.
I wish you could have said more. Carol, we just be talking too much. I'm sorry though.
Girl, I'm sorry. We loud mouth.
But Tracy said, I have kids, a family. They have one and no relationship with the kid and very jealous of my family relationship and want me to myself.
See, you have to watch that too. I think if you, as an individual, if you are gonna date, marry, whatever, somebody who has children, I think you have to look at them as a package deal. I remind myself of that. Not that it's necessarily an issue for me, just because I'm getting older and because I tend to date men older than me. If they have children, it's not really a big deal. I could be stepmama. That don't bother me. Now my rule is 1 or 2 I can do. 3+, this ain't for us. So that's where I stand on that. Strictly, why are you still laughing at her? That's where I stand on that. So I don't think, going back to the original topic, like I don't think it's stupid to like kind of be looking at that, because it depends on your life. You know, I could easily say, hey, I don't have kids and I want a man that don't have none. But knowing my demographic, it's not feasible.
Most likely you're gonna run into men that have kids. So
it's not feasible for me to think that I'm gonna meet somebody that's 8, 10, 12 years older than me that don't already have children. Not to say that there's not some that don't, but for the most part. But I think you just got to be willing to know that that's a package deal and be willing to step into the y'all's relationship if it goes that far, knowing like, hey, you love that kid or those kids as your own. Don't make difference. If you have your own child with him, that individual biologically, don't make difference.
Yep, I agree. Out of respect for women, I look at the floor or cover my forehead and lower my gaze. When he said looking at women.
Who?
That's why? What Reed said. I think because he's Muslim. So
oh, okay.
They respect women.
Amber, can you hear us?
Nah,
what's so funny?
He say, Mondo, shut up.
What Mondo say?
He say they the worst one, shit.
Oh my God. You know what? Mondo need to bring his ass on the damn podcast. That's
Amber,
what he needs to
I
do.
want to run it. Amber, I want to run it back.
Because we went live one time, girl. He was so funny.
Amber, I want to run it back to something you said earlier. I want to run it back, Turbo. Put it in reverse, Terry. You said that I was leaving out an integral piece of the story I was telling, talking about an experience.
She gonna tell me that later. So what the fuck you want to know?
Nah, what are you talking about?
Wait, which one?
So you want it out on the internet?
You have to tell me more context, because I've been. I'm
trying to get more context too, because
he said all the bullshit. Go ahead. What?
Mondo, awesome, y'all. He one of the best friends you could have.
What did he say?
Said the man did this and the man did that bullshit.
Yeah, that's because he's from Atlanta. You can only give him so much grace.
Hey, Jay, shut up.
Look here, them Atlanta niggas, like, look, all they can be is Atlanta niggas.
He not from Atlanta. That's what he said.
It don't matter if you from within an hour to 30 to 45 minutes, you are an Atlanta dude. Okay? Okay? If you are within, look here, Mondo, Carmondo. If you are within 30 to 45 minutes of the city of Atlanta, you are an Atlanta fan. You are an Atlanta nigga. You is an Atlanta Negro.
But
you
wait
is
a minute.
Atlanta nigga.
30,
anyway.
Wait, stop. It's 30 within 30 to 40 minutes of Atlanta. Can't you be in another county?
You could be in another county, but guess what?
He actually lives in another county. He don't live.
Let me tell you something, sis. No, sis.
No.
I didn't talk to some hardcore industry type niggas. If you is within 30 minutes of Atlanta, you is an Atlanta dude. It don't matter if you live in Texarkana, Atlanta,
He said he
or
35.
or Dallas, Atlanta. I said
Where
30 to
he live at?
45.
Clayco?
I
Huh?
said 30 to
Where he
45.
live at?
I
And
don't
Chris
wanna.
called Newton.
I texted
What
to you.
county?
Who?
Look here. I'm gonna send you the
Coweta
message.
County.
Look,
Oh.
Richie, we ain't gonna put it out there. I sent it in the group text, girl. I sent it in the group text.
I didn't see the exacts. I just said what county. Because I'm thinking about that song they dropped a while back that went viral on TikTok talking about what is not Atlanta. They was like, Clayco is not Atlanta. Gwinnett is not Atlanta.
Oh,
Atlanta is Fulton County. That's all.
Fulton is absolutely Atlanta. Gwinnett is absolutely Atlanta.
so what are you then?
I'm Coweta County. I'm not.
Coweta County. So then he
I'm
not
not Atlanta.
he not Atlanta.
Not Atlanta.
But look here, he within 30 to 45 minutes of the city of Atlanta, so he is Atlanta by default. He is
No,
an
that's
AT
like being in
Atlanta.
Houston. Talking
You
about
heard him, Amber.
What'd he say?
He said tell Amber to go to hell.
Okay, ATLian. Tell him ATLian, go ahead and fly your
no,
drone.
Amber, I disagree because that's just like being in Houston and then you live out in Sugar Land, which is Fort Bend County. Talking about, oh, I'm from Houston. No, you're not.
No, it's the same difference, sis. It's the
No,
same
you from Fort
difference.
I
Bend.
still ain't claim that
Tay,
Tay,
Tay, Tay,
Do they
Tay,
claim
you know
what?
you agree with me, Tay.
LaPorta being part of Houston.
LaPorte?
Yeah.
Do y'all claim
No.
LaPorte being part of Houston?
No.
Look here.
He
If
said,
it-
all right
It's
then.
30 minutes from Atlanta.
I'm gonna tell you the
It's
same
30
thing I
minutes from
told.
Houston.
Look here, Rissy. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told Mondo. If you within 30 to 45 minutes of a major city, you are a part of that major city.
No, you're not necessarily. It
Absolutely,
depends.
you are.
No,
You
you're not.
saying that because you
No,
within
you're
30 to
wrong.
45 minutes of a
It
major
depends
city.
on where you live because if you are not part of the statistical area, no, you're not.
Look at her. Look at this Barbie doll trying to tell me.
Oh, okay.
Y'all see this Barbie doll really trying to like.
Riz don't look at the ground, bro. It's okay to look away, but have some pride and confidence, Brody. What you talking about, Realist? Oh, you talking about what Riz said. Hey, fine ass Apple. How you doing, girl?
Hey, Apple.
What's up?
Hey,
Y'all know
Jerica.
Jerica always come in. Y'all know Jerica.
Girl, Jerica is one of the realest ones, girl.
Yeah, Jerica always fall in every now and
We
then.
love when you come
We
in, girl.
support you, girl. I really do appreciate you. Fine.
We don't never question your loyalty, girl.
Exactly. She there. She there. Fine ass.
Tay, I got a question for you. Do you have siblings?
I do.
Man, do she have siblings?
Do you have older brothers?
I'm the baby.
Okay, cool.
Of course.
So did it ever come up at any point in time that any of your brothers' friends, did you ever date any of them, or did any of them ever express interest in you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like a lot of my
Mama,
brother's
what you
friends.
eating?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they express their feelings in me. I don't know if I've ever dated any of my brother's friends. I don't think. But yeah, they did express their feelings towards me. Yeah.
Was your brother ever mad? Were your brothers mad about it? Like, man, that's my sister. Them my friends, not your friend. Like, was they ever mad? I'm just asking.
Yeah, but I never, like I said, I don't think I've ever really dated any of my brother's friends. But my brothers would be mad, like if I was talking to somebody that maybe was like a little too much older than me. Yeah, they would be like, that's my motherfucking little sister. Don't be talking to her, Yeah, they would be feeling some type of way.
Oh, okay. I wanted to see if we were living the same life.
Yeah, girl. They do the same thing to you too, right?
They did.
Yeah.
I do have a joint question for the both of you.
Okay.
Well, I'll start with Tay. Tay, what is your experience with being a preacher's kid, and how do you think it's affected your life trajectory?
How does it affect me being a preacher's kid?
So, like, being a preacher's kid, like, did you feel like pressure to be a certain way, or from the
I'm
beginning?
be honest, I did. I really did because my dad wasn't the type of preacher to where he put a lot of, I mean, even though I was a preacher's kid, I still hung out a lot with my friends. I mean, I personally feel like when you're a preacher's kid, most preachers' kids like protect their kids and they're in the house more. They come inside at a certain time, and I didn't necessarily do that. And maybe I think my dad might have put a time frame on it, but I was just a disobedient ass child, and I did whatever the hell I wanted to do. So yeah, I'm from Riverdale, Clayton, Coke. You know Riverdale? How far
Oh
is
yeah,
that?
I know Riverdale. My last boo from West
20
Point,
minutes from what?
the airport.
Oh, he said 20 minutes from his
Yeah,
hometown,
we
Tracy.
go around Union City, we gotta go to Union City, come back, bro. Be in Riverdale before you know it.
Go to what? Unit City.
Union City, exit 13.
Unit City, exit 13. Tracy.
Riverdale.
I'm glad you're doing okay, fine ass Apple. The baby and the baby. What's she talking about, girl? The baby and the baby. You were so naughty, Tay. How I'm naughty?
I guess because you said you was a disobedient child.
Yeah, I was though. It's the truth.
Do you want me to answer that question, Amber?
Y'all go ahead, talk.
Where did she go? Well, she did say it was a joint question, so I guess I'll answer it. Me being a preacher's kid, how did it affect me and my trajectory, I guess, growing up as an adult? It's different because me being a PK was very different. My father did not accept his call until later in life. So I was like 10 or 11 when he accepted the call. And my dad was also a football coach before and after. So it wasn't like he took on a church where it was like he was a full-time minister, because I'm from a really small town, and the church we went to, it's not like they could afford to pay him like and be like a salaried pastor. So he always had his own job. I think the biggest thing it probably taught me was probably balance. Like, you absolutely can serve the Lord, study the word, be a godly individual, but I also still have passion and interest outside of that. And yeah, so it just taught me balance, because I looked at my dad like he put energy into being a coach, like he wanted to win, he wanted to be successful at that, but he also wanted to um handle and answer his call as being a shepherd over God's people well too. So that's what I took from that. And I don't believe in the whole all PKs are the worst ones, because opposite of Tay, I was not a disobedient child at all. I really didn't do a whole lot. I just went to school, I played sports, um, and I was at home. So I wasn't one of the ones that was always out. I wasn't in the streets. I wasn't going to pastor parties like some of my classmates were. I minded my business. I took care of school, and I went on with my life. Um, so yeah, I think it just taught me balance and discipline.
Same question for you, Tay. How do you feel like being a preacher's kid affected you in your life, and like what positive and negative ways do you feel it affected you?
She answered first.
I already said that.
Oh, my bad. My
So
bad.
basically, in so many words, Rissa was a good kid and I was a badass kid.
Yeah, we were the opposite of each other, but like the reason I was obedient was because that was already instilled in me before my dad became a preacher. and I had this fear of like upsetting my parents or doing something wrong, quote unquote. And me being performing the way I did in school, it was that my parents trusted me. So it was never like, oh, you can't do this or you grounded for something like this. Like I could do, like they didn't bother me as long as I was doing really well in school and like handling my business in general. Um, but yeah,
Okay.
I think it taught me balance, and it also taught me that just because people are in ministry, or they take on that mantle of being a minister, does not mean they don't struggle. And folks tend to look at the title, not the man. So they'll think, oh, so and so is a preacher. They shouldn't do that. They people too.
Right.
That part.
She said she lived in Riverdale, Georgia for 18 years, Mamba. Tracy, I don't know if I want to ask her that. She a woman.
Ask
So
what?
I have one more question for you guys.
He said, how old are you, Tracy? I didn't want to ask you that, but he want to know how old you are.
What's your question, AJ?
So my final question is, what are the 3 habits you feel like you need to change to take your game to the next level? And not necessarily you,
Don't
but
ask me that question because I'm not going to answer that.
What'd you say?
in your life
We ain't heard nothing you said after you asked the question.
where you felt like maybe you.
Amber, can you hear us?
Can we try that one more again?
We ain't heard nothing you said.
She said she's 58.
Y'all there?
Yeah, we
Hello?
ain't hear you. We just ain't heard
Huh?
you.
Okay, I think we're back,
Uh-huh. He
guys.
thought he knew.
I can hear you now. Sorry about that. I'm back.
We didn't hear you. You dropped out after you asked about the habits. I ain't heard nothing
Tracy,
you
he
said.
said you got him by 10 years.
So that's my question. What are the 3 habits you feel that you needed to change in order to take your game to the next level? And that can be past, present, or future.
Is her internet messing up, Reese?
Who? Hers? I don't. Should I hear her?
I don't hear him.
Are we all back? Are y'all here?
I'm here. Tay,
Right.
can you hear me?
3 habits I need to change to take my game to the next level.
Past, present, or future. Not necessarily right now, but at any point in your path to evolution.
I think the only one there's only one that sticks out to me. One, and that one would be past and probably present. Hopefully, something I can grow out of. It's just underestimating myself, and that's not just like on the face of doing everything, but like just inwardly underestimating myself. That's one. I can't even give you 3. That one is bad enough.
So, Tay, what is your answer to that question? Shall I repeat it? What are the 3 habits you feel you need to change to take your game to the next level? And that's not necessarily right now at this point in time. That's past, present, or future. I can't hear you. Maybe it's me. Do you hear her, Rissy?
No.
Hold on. Is that better? Yeah.
Yes,
I
I
don't
can
even
hear
want
you.
to answer that question because you know me, I don't be wanting to know people my next move, and
Well,
sometimes I
that's
don't want people to
it's
be knowing
past.
certain stuff. So I'm just gonna plead the fifth. I'm gonna plead
But
the
she said you could.
fifth.
She
The
said you could. You
fifth.
could answer for the past too.
You can answer
Huh?
for the past. It's not only the future. I said past, present, or
What?
future. I said past, present,
What you
or
drinking? Tea or coffee?
Yes.
Uh,
Tea. It's herbal tea. Peach and lemon.
I can't hear nothing.
I'm
Well,
here.
we wasn't saying nothing, but we hear you.
We can hear.
Oh, okay. Shoot, I can't
Yeah,
hear nothing. I thought
we
I
was
was tripping.
saying we weren't saying just the future. We were saying just even in the past, even as a child,
But
even as a little kid in school, like
huh?
even as a little kid in school, not necessarily like future
No,
plans.
I can't. Can you? I think it's my computer. I need to get the hell off.
Look, guys, this is what makes her so fucking hilarious because she's so damn real.
I
Like
need to.
she can't help but say what the fuck she's thinking all the time.
Shut up, Reese.
What? Why you telling me to shut up?
Look, she not even telling me to shut up because she know I'm telling the motherfucking truth.
Listen, I was over here minding my business, sipping my fucking tea. Like,
Can you hear Amber?
yes.
Yeah, it's my fucking computer. Hold on.
She done dropped down.
It's the I need to get the hell off.
I need to get the hell off. She's
Hello?
hilarious. You
I'm
realize
drunk. Y'all don't pay me no mind.
We
I'm drunk
laughing.
too. And my ass is laughing at your
Y'all
drunk
have
ass.
no eye, yeah.
I need to get the
Tay is a ride.
Literally, guys, the only sober
I
person
am a
on the
ride, Jerica. I am.
Barbie.
I'm something else.
The only sober person on the panel right now is the Barbie doll in the upper right.
I can't hear Amber for some reason. What she say? Reese?
We still laughing at you. I
We
need to
still
get the
laughing. Excuse me, we still laughing at you.
Amber, I can't hear you.
You've been drinking. You've been drinking.
I don't know why I
And
can't
I
hear
have
you.
Fitty,
I
fitty,
can't
fitty, baby.
even
I
judge you.
want you. And I
Nah, nah.
I don't know. But
Drunk in
I think we're
love. She like, bitch, you was so off key. I can't believe you did that. And she
No,
dropped
I
off.
don't think it was that. I think it was she probably came in and was like, why y'all singing? Like
Right. Can't keep my eyes off that fatty.
fitty, fitty, I want you.
Nah, nah.
Y'all know what I really been singing on repeat since like late
what?
April? We've only just begun by what the hell is that man name? I knew I was gonna forget it. Glenn Jones. That shit is a bop.
I ain't heard that. Who is that? Who is that? Are you frozen or are you just
No,
what the fuck?
no, that was just me looking at you like.
I didn't know if you was frozen or if you were
Yeah.
just really looking at me like, are you for
Let me
real?
tell you, Tay, you
I
do the
thought you
same.
was frozen, but I seen you
Tay,
move, so
Tay,
you're not
Tay,
frozen.
listen, Tay, you do the same shit in
So
person,
you
bro.
trying to look at me like, bitch, are you for real?
No, that's
Yeah,
I was
you
just
do the
like,
same.
"Bitch, you for
No, Tay,
real?"
you did that to me
I
today.
know. I noticed that.
You do that too. You do that too, bro. You do that too. I'll be like, damn, she really is looking at me at the same expression for 30 seconds.
I can't hear nothing that Amber say, but I can hear you, Reese.
Because Amber got that ghetto internet.
Okay, you can't hear her either, right?
No, I hear her.
Oh, I can't hear her.
Can
I
you
can
hear me,
though,
Tay?
Reese.
Tay,
Ricky.
put your clothes on, baby.
I know, right? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm about to go to bed. I'm about
Girl,
to go. Y'all playing around.
it's a good thing Word and Josh ain't on here right now because they would really be going wild.
I mean, I was just trying to show Jerica a little something tonight, you know. I was trying to show fine ass Apple tonight a little something, you know.
Oh shit.
Fine Apple. What's your type?
She like women, somebody like me. Look at me, I don't even know. I'm lying.
I know she like women, but I'm just like, I'm now she done popped up on here for
Somebody like me.
all the weeks I've been on here. I just want to know. I'm nosy.
Hey, it ain't just all the weeks you've been
She
on
like
here.
somebody like me, but
She
at the end
I know
of the
it's
day, I
other
don't
people
really
for me. I
know.
can only speak for
I'm
what I've
just
been here.
guessing. What? What she said recently, all the weeks I've been on here, and then she went out.
She said she been on there more than just the weeks I've been on here, but I said I can't speak for nothing. I can't speak for no time before myself.
Oh no, I said I've been here before. I was here before, and Jerica been here every week.
What you wearing, fine ass girl? I got me on the road. You can't see.
And she been drinking.
I
She been
couldn't put no robe
drinking.
on this chat because my accent's really gonna be out. So
Why
She
not?
get tipsy
Reese,
when
next
that
week, wear
moonshine
some
get
lingerie.
into her.
do what?
Wear lingerie on the podcast.
It's called Lingerie and Cocktails, Miss Rich.
I know you ain't talking. You don't turn your camera on.
I sure don't. Look, it's on now, but guess what? It's tape over the camera. Hey.
You gonna wear it, Reese? Because you know the channel is called Lingerie and Cocktails.
How you know I ain't? This ain't my lingerie. This is my sleeping clothes.
That ain't no motherfucking lingerie.
Let me tell you something.
No.
Prissy is a bigger freak than me and Tay ever could be in our wildest dreams.
Do
But
what?
she just
I'm the
be
who?
playing games. But okay, I'm done.
I'm the
That ain't
what?
no motherfucking lingerie.
I'm the what, Amber? Now say that again. Say it with your chest this
You
time.
is the biggest freak. That's what I said.
Really got it.
She
You
said
really
if I
are.
ran into Tay at the club, I definitely want to pick her up.
Y'all are crazy.
Thank you, fine ass Apple.
Huh? Oh, my bad.
Amber, I'm not. You act like I just be like I'm Korean Steffens out here. I'm not.
Superhead.
She said that I was a freak. I was like, you acting like I'm Korean Steffens. I'm not. Like, I don't know where she got that from. That be Tay out here talking about eating that.
Child. Thank you, fine ass Apple. Girl, thank you, girl. Girl. Y'all, I guess we gonna go ahead. Y'all want to end it? Any last words you guys have to say?
Me and Rissy was having a good time, but you know, if you tired because you ready to tap out, it's cool.
No, I'm right there with her because I need to lay
Ready to
myself
tap
down and
out
get
to
my
y'all.
beauty
I'm
rest.
tired. I'm fronting.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if y'all want to keep going. We can.
No, I'm drunk and I'm tired. Y'all, it's been a good time. Thank y'all for
Rissa
answering
said
all
no.
the questions.
We at 3 hours. What was our max?
I don't remember. It was supposed to be like 2.5 hours, but that's all right.
What's your last? You got any last words for the people, Amber?
My last word for the people is be good.
Last words to anything
Good to
anybody
people
wanna.
that are good to you. That's all I gotta say. What are your last words, Rissy?
My last words are unrelated to anything that we talked about today. I'm just gonna go on. No, it is related. Side note: there was a situation. One of my friends texted me, and she asked me, "Did she come off as stuck up to people?" And I said, "Why are you asking me this?" And she said, she's in a sorority. One of her, a line sister of hers, told her that she needed to dim her light. So my last words are: watch who the hell you got around you. Just cause they in close
Well,
proximity don't mean they got your best interest at heart. And if anybody is out here suggesting or telling you that you need to dim your light, you need to look them square in their eye and hit them with a fuck you.
Period. That part.
that
I
part.
agree.
Tay, what's your last words to the peoples?
I don't really have any last words, but just this one my last words is think big, bitch. You gotta think big. Think big.
Big bitch.
Think
Think
big, bitch.
big,
You gotta
bitch.
think big.
Yes, bitch. Think big. Because if you don't think big, who else gonna think big for you? Nobody.
Exactly.
That part. And if you want to be a Barbie doll, follow Rissa on TikTok because she be doing
You
eyelash
want to drop your
tutorials.
TikTok
No,
down below?
no, I don't do beauty content on my TikTok.
She actually does do eyelash tutorials for when she
Next
sees
time, I'm gonna get y'all
weird.
guys cash apps and stuff like that, so I can run them across the stream, just in case
Yeah, like
you
let me tell you
cash
something.
app you guys or anything
If
like
your
that.
eyelashes got too big of a gap between your eyelash lines, she will blast you.
No, I won't. I noticed that. I did it as the video I made was a joke.
Nah,
That's it.
it was
It
a
was a
real
joke.
video that could show you how.
And Amber was being messy when she found my video on TikTok. And then she realized who I made it about, somebody we know. And she was like, "Oh my God, now that I know who this is about, it's 10 times for." I'm like, "Bitch, you wasn't even supposed to be on here lurking like that." Oh,
I
lurking
don't
ass. Lurkeisha. That's her name.
I don't miss a thing, baby. I don't miss nothing.
Tracy say same thing as YouTube.
Yeah, I don't make beauty content for anybody on here. But if you were to get in the chat ever and you ask me about like products I recommend, I will definitely have that conversation with you. I'm not an influencer. But yeah.
Well, maybe
I'll
we can have that conversation.
I'll do
But
that. And I not only will I recommend products to you, I will recommend black owned products.
Yeah, she does that.
Not that everything I use is not black owned, but I try to I try to spend my black dollars with folks who look like me, who make stuff for me.
I agree. I'm with you, girl.
Don't be like Amber talking about, "I want to try some J-Lo beauty." Girl, get off my timeline.
Yeah, she really will say that shit too. And then she'll dismiss you with the girl bye after it. So
Well, y'all ladies be easy. Thanks, Realist, for coming in.
thanks,
Appreciate
Word, for
you.
coming up on the panel and never coming back.
Word.
Promise you,
Marlene,
but we gonna let you make it this time.
Jerica, Jasmine, Drina, all of
Thanks
y'all.
for coming up, Marlene.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
it was a lot of y'all came through, showed your girl love.
We
I
will
really
all
do appreciate it.
TikTok,
Thanks.
hopefully. Um, I don't know what everybody got going on, but I'll be there if
You'll be
everybody else
there. You'll be where?
On the podcast.
Oh, next Saturday.
Yep.
OG Coco will not be. OG Coco will be out of town next weekend, so y'all have a
Oh, okay.
Girl, her schedule
I was
be
about to tell you too to pick a topic next week.
damn. Okay. Well, we'll have to let her pick the next one. Since she
But
wanna have
next,
since she
yeah, the
wanna
next
have her to
one.
have some plans outside of us on a Saturday, but okay.
Come on now. But the next one, so be ready. Pick a topic on something you want to talk about.
Oh, I'm probably gonna run it back to the video I sent y'all earlier this week.
Oh
I was
shit.
gonna mention that too, but then we got to just running. But I was gonna mention that video that you sent, but that's fine. And you know what? Realist is in here, and Realist would like. I feel like Realist would agree with the guy in that video.
Probably so.
He might probably in some respects.
I feel like he would.
I know a few of your other followers who probably would agree with the guy in
Right.
the video too.
I had to take that topic to one of my old heads today.
But I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of pissed off at you because I was like, why she got this ugly ass motherfucker? Why she send this ugly ass motherfucker his link in my damn, in my phone? I don't like this shit.
I knew you was bothered. I
I'm
knew
looking
it.
like, how does she
I was
think
very
this
bothered.
is worthy of my eyes? How dare she? Girl, I was thinking the same thing.
I was pissed off because I wasted my energy and my time on watching this motherfucker.
And then he looked like a real life version of Steve Urkel in 2023.
So listen,
Girl.
I knew it was a calculated risk. I knew it.
Baby, I felt some type of way. I ain't even gonna lie.
I knew if I came through and said, hey y'all, what's y'all thoughts on this? Because one, I was trying to make sure I wasn't overreacting to what I had said originally. And I was like, well, you know what? Let me ask some other people with a different perspective than myself. So I can, check myself. That's all it really was. So yeah, no. I'm sorry. I was not trying to piss you off, Tay. I obviously I value your opinion. For me to send that. Now, and I had to make sure I wasn't going bananas.
Girl,
I ain't got nothing to do with you thinking he ugly though. Like that's not. Take that up with God.
I'm just saying, not with just him being physically ugly, but it makes it worse because of your mind and what you think. So it just makes you like double ugly. And then you had them ugly ass glasses on. And then you trying to talk like you just all that, like he just fine as fuck. He talking like he fine as fuck. No. No. No, you will not. And then you sit up here trying to diss black women. But you know what? I when you come back and if you want to talk about that, I need to try to figure out how we can put his video out. That way we won't be copyrighted or anything like that. I don't know. But I kind of want the people. I didn't watch the entire video, y'all, because I was offended. I was appalled. I was everything that you can call.
Appalled, she said.
I was just everything, okay?
I was too.
And I was feeling some type of way. So I didn't even finish watching the damn video. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm gonna call that man ugly, realist. I don't give a damn. He was ugly as fuck.
Here goes I ain't gonna hold you. He was
He was ugly as fuck.
I ain't gonna call the man ugly.
And them glasses he had on was ugly. And where is his hair?
I ain't gonna call him ugly, but I will say he Delulu.
Cause where was his hair? Because the hairline was back here, but he went ahead and went bald because he already know.
I'd have to go back and look at it, and that's not his only video he's done. He has material on YouTube, some stuff on TikTok of him talking about some other stuff. I caught this one video where he said basically like the black community is deteriorating because of the black woman.
That type of shit I feel like really is like. But anywho, that's a topic that we can discuss. But like I say, he's still ugly as fuck, and I don't like him. And shit, it is what it is. And that nigga don't have dreams; he have movies because of that motherfucking forehead he got. And I know the only reason why he's bald is because that hairline was back here.
Oh,
That's why.
listen,
I don't care.
you
That's why he
clearly
bald. He had to let it go.
let it
The hairline was
go.
the hairline
Let
was
it
back here.
go.
Back here.
I have to
You
go back
know,
and look at this because I'm gonna look at this hairline.
one thing you can't beat is that hairline. When that hairline get back, ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you can do. Just let it go. And just go ahead and just cut it out. You can't fight it. Ain't no Rogaine. Ain't none of that shit. Can't nothing help you, sir.
I gotta
You
go
have
back and
to
look
let
at
it
this
go.
again because I didn't see all that.
I think he was bald headed, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he was bald headed, but I don't remember. I thought he was bald headed. I didn't see no hair, no receded hairline.
That nigga ain't bald headed. Just listen. People don't be bald headed just to be bald headed. So that nigga hairline was back here. That's why he bald headed. So he had to just let it go and say goodbye. That's one thing you can't fight. You could probably fight sleep. You could probably fight a nigga. You could probably fight a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But one thing you can't fight that motherfucking hairline. Okay.
Oh my God. On that note, I'm gonna go. So we can hold that energy for whenever I come back.
We gonna talk about it though. This is good. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it from when you come back. Enjoy your trip. You be safe.
We shall.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciate you too. Good night.
Yeah. Bye, you guys. I appreciate everybody for coming out and chilling with your girl. If your point is convincing, I would agree with you, no doubt. My point is convincing, Riaz. You ain't know? Okay. I love y'all, and y'all have a good night. I'm gonna go to bed. Peace, you guys.